Dean, you have done something so incredibly offensive to me.
Oh, me?
It breaks my heart.
Bean Judy.
Breaks my heart.
What did I do?
What did you do? What do you think you did? How about that? Let's start there.
You farted?
I made you drive further than 5 minutes away from your house.
Oh, I was already driving further. They're equidistant from my house, the two restaurants. So no, that's not it. I want you to really think about what you did, Dean. I want you to really think about it.
Oh,
Yep, here we go.
I didn't include the head sculpts.
Yep, here we go.
Yeah,
It's
but there's a
exactly-
reason. There's a reason why.
Why is that?
That's my OC, and I don't post her.
What?
The head sculpt that you did for me is my original character, and I don't post her like all over the place. I'm really selective with what I put out. It's usually like the Elden Ring model version of the character.
So you're willing to publicly name and shame me and dox me,
Yeah.
and you can't be bothered to take a photo. For me, even. You didn't even send it to me.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
You fucking guy.
Dirty.
Get him
Dirty.
out. Get him out of the panel. Get him out of here. Doesn't even deserve to be here. Does not even deserve to be here. So can you publicly say, for the record, please?
Zach did finish. Well, his wife did finish.
I
the
helped
head
too.
sculpts.
Did some underpainting.
I
How
think
dare
he
you.
said. I think he was like the manager, where he like just looked over her shoulder and was like, "Yeah, that looks good."
That looks nice.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah.
I thought you
He's
were
got
going
a
to
whole
say he added
sweatshop going on.
I thought you were going to say he added his new this week too late in the day. I was
Oh,
like,
that too. Actually,
easily offended.
let me ask you who's in the right and who's in the wrong here, dude. Because this today. Okay, so Ben has been telling me like you got to make YouTube shorts, and when I do them, they do really well, but I don't
Okay.
always do them. Okay, and
a
so when I first asked the guys for shorts, it was like someone with Parkinson's was shooting the video. It was,
Wow. I don't.
you
think
know,
you
it was
could
all
say that.
shaky. It was just all over the place, right? I had to like go and download the videos and then use like this program to like make them still, you know, like to eliminate the camera movement, right? And like some of them were okay, but you know, quite a few of them took a lot of post processing. And so I had told the guys like I need 7 shorts. We're doing 7 shorts this week, and Sunday we're gonna do another 7 shorts. And god damn, Oilers has got 408 new subs from one short last week. Jesus Christ.
But Oilers has talent, though. That's the difference.
Some of them
That
go
is
crazy.
true. That
Some
is
of them
true.
do
Anyways,
go crazy.
He's really
So-
charismatic.
So I told Dean, make me some shorts, but try to make them as still as possible. And so he sent me like 4 or 5 videos. Actually, he sent me 2 videos that were like edited, and I was like, wow, these are really good. But I was like, I don't know if I could share these because the context of the characters I was like, I don't want to get canceled. And so you sent me 3 more, and I didn't even look at them. I was like, this is Dean. This is my guy. I don't need to double check his work. He's got it in the bag. So I download the videos, and I'm making a short, and I'm like, you know, finding the perfect song, Ben's like, you know, add a question, find the perfect question. And then I'm previewing the short. Eddie's thrilled by this. I can see it. And there's like no movement in the video. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. Let me read, like maybe it downloaded wrong. So I download it again, go into YouTube, queue everything up. And again, there's no movement in the video. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Send a still. Send a
Because
still.
usually, wait, hold on, let me explain. Usually, I'll move around the figure and like show off like the different angles.
Which is what I want.
But you said as still as possible, so I'm like, fuck, like
I meant like as steady. I guess is probably the right word.
Steady.
I don't think I'm in the wrong
Not
here because
dead.
if you've seen any of our YouTube shorts, you know that there's some
yeah, but
movement
you
in
said
there.
as still as possible, so it's like
Okay, so I want to
not
ask the
moving
chat,
at all.
and I want to ask the panel who's on the right or who's on the wrong here because we've been making shorts for like a year, so you should know what our shorts look like.
I think
Right, I have made some of your shorts, but you corrected me as saying as still as possible. So don't do what you've already turned in. I was like, okay, I guess.
you know what? If you want some done right, do it yourself. I think Dean's in the right. If you want shorts made for you, you take what you get. Just saying. I
tell
make
him,
my own
man. Tell
shorts.
him.
This
So
or
if you see
that.
any shorts that look like
This or that.
slideshows, then That's why. What do you think?
That shows.
You know how I feel about common sense stuff. So
It's kind of like, why would you do this?
Yeah, I'm kind of on.
Why would you take a video that's as still as a photo?
Yeah,
You said as still as possible. I'm like, okay.
took it very literal.
Okay. Is Zach not the most fucking literal guy on
He
the
is pretty
planet?
literal.
He
No.
asks you to do something, you do it. He's like, well, can you change this, and this? Like, well, why didn't you just ask for that?
I see that point too, though.
Well,
I'm with you.
It's gonna be a spicy show. It's gonna be a spicy show. I could feel it.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the adult collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
This is the true form of lore gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Eddie.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank everyone watching, all the people in the chat, in the live chat, the live YouTube studio audience, as I call them. Whether you're watching us on the replay, wherever you catch your podcasts at, shout out to you. Also, shout out Collector Zone. What a bunch of sweethearts.
Wow.
Bunch of sweet angels. I haven't said that in a while.
Look at this. We got Toy Mafia, Sam Gist, Some Guy, Lane Kramer, Six Gun Figs. Shout out to Six Gun Figs. He picked up one of our Batman sticky bomb guns and
is that what that is?
Care package. Yeah.
I keep seeing you post it. And I'm like, what the fuck is that gun from? Which Batman is it from?
I mean, we made a video about it. You should watch it. But it's from the Batman. The Hot Toys regular doesn't have. It has the holster, but they don't give you the gun.
Correct.
Which is really odd.
Weird.
Really cheap mistake. Eddie, also your hair looks beautiful today. My goodness, looks like a model.
Eddie's looking handsome as shit. Whatever angle he looks like the handsome.
I know.
Squidward.
Look at this.
He's got that
also
chin
looking-
coming out.
He's also looking very pretty today as well, which leads to the confusion. But
Wow. Sit Scale Collector.
I feel like
Tim
I'm
Harvey,
watching Mandalorian.
Sam Gist.
Exactly.
King Link. Wow.
Or was it Mandalorian or was it?
I think it was Mandalorian.
It was Mandalorian.
Toy Mafia. Mr. Mom's Collectibles.
Oh, I just got that. I hate you.
SpongeBob SquareBalls, Lane Kramer. There you go. Renz Tolentino. Let's see here. Oilers Workshop. YouTube algorithm recommends when you're regular, also, like even if it's once a week, do it on the same day at the same time. Hopes the algorithm recommend you. Jazzy. Let's see here. Badfish, Mark P. 3K Ben. Congrats on 3K. What a milestone.
Thanks,
Jason
guys. Thank
Nelson.
you.
Sorry, I was scratching my eyes. Jason Nelson, Badfish, Eddie Rodriguez, DJ, Abe Dunk TV. Sam says, does Eddie have a filter on? How dare you? Big Ol' Fern. And Big Ol' Fern says, Zach's in the wrong like always. Someone ban him from the chat, please. We have a great show. Actually, we got Calvin in the chat. Happy belated birthday, Calvin. I told you in Messenger, but tell you on stream as well.
Happy birthday, buddy.
We have a great show
Thanks,
planned for you guys tonight. And Dean, we start off all of our great shows with a great segment.
It's true. You guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. I had a banger week. Okay. I got this figure in, like, no bullshit, like a month ago. But I just got around to unboxing it literally right before the show started. It's the Game Toys Cloud and Fenrir. Wow. It's so fucking fantastic. It's a little confusing though, and I'll get out of that in a second. But that's the bike next to the Player Arts Kai version, and it dwarfs it. It's like twice as big. It's
crazy.
ridiculous. Yeah, and the sides open up exactly the same, and you can put the swords in place. It's incredible. The sword is magnetized, so you can put all the blades together, and then it comes apart like it does in the movie. Incredibly well done and engineered, and the magnets are flush and painted, so you like can't really see them all that well.
Ooh, I like painted magnets.
It's honestly, it's shocking that this figure exists at the quality it exists, because it's like a third party, and like you really kind of don't expect third party to be as good as they are, but it's ridiculous.
As of late, we're seeing some incredible third parties too.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I've been saying it for years. We're in the golden age of third party, I think.
Now, this figure was sold as like a seamless body, like with like, what do they call that? Medical grade silicone. And they kind of bolstered about how great this body is. And they've stress tested it and it doesn't tear, blah, blah, blah. They all say that. You can't really stress test time. You know what I mean?
They say that where, on the dating apps or?
On the Amazon listing.
Yeah. But he's only seamless from the waist up. His legs are still jointed, which is fine if you're going to put him on the motorcycle, because that would for sure. I mean, if you're going to have him sitting down on the bike, that would for sure fuck up your silicone. So I just thought that was weird. I was like, wait a minute. That's not what you sold me, but whatever. I actually prefer it that way, so it doesn't bother me that much. I just thought it was interesting.
The darker gold is the new one, right? The bigger one.
Yeah, the bigger one.
What this and these are from different games or the same game?
Same movie.
Same movie, I see.
Yeah, it's just different scale. The Player at Sky is maybe like 1/10 scale, maybe. It was
I see.
1/6 scale, so
fucking huge.
It's big. Here, look, I can hold it.
Eddie, the quality for Down Under. That's exactly
what a hog.
Dude, that's huge.
That is huge.
Yeah, and so the
for Ben to say it's big too, you know.
I mean, that tells you, America.
tells you.
I really like the gold.
That gold is beautiful.
It's a little too gold. The Player at Sky one is a little more accurate. But
Champagne.
yeah, more of a champagne, but yeah, it's gorgeous.
Abe Dunk says, how does third party be killing it more than the famous brand's laziness behavior from the big companies? True.
You're not wrong. Complacency.
True words never spoken.
But yeah, I mean, Cloud's literally my favorite character of all time. This movie is fantastic. And apparently this new game is supposed to start tying into the movie. So we'll see how that goes. And I also got from sweet Chris Porteous the Dr. Aphra set with BT and 000, the 3 3/4 inch. It was like a Comic-Con exclusive for 2018, I think. He told us in the chat, but we got to meet him yesterday, Zach. That was so fun. We got to go to Twin Peaks.
What?
Yeah, he was down in Austin for something for work. And he was like, hey, I'm going to drive down to San Antonio. You guys want to meet up for dinner? And we were like, fuck yeah. So me, Zach.
You didn't want to take him to Ojos Locos?
I know. I wanted to, but see if our girl Alexis is there.
That's right. Yeah. Twin Peaks will work, though.
Okay, not only did he get me the Dr. Aphra set, Zach, he got me maybe one of the greatest gifts I've ever gotten.
Wow.
And you got one, too. In fact, you got two.
Blowjob? I got two. Wow.
Timmy Hortons drink cup.
Decent.
Wow. It's reusables. It's plastic, but it looks like their cups.
Yeah, it does.
It's got the Canadian flag on it. It's so good, dude. I was like, yeah, Timmy Hortons. Oh, it's
nice
so
pickup there, bud.
That's awesome.
Yeah, bud.
It does look like that.
So that's what
mine's getting filled as we speak. I'll be getting some Timmy Hortons here in a little bit.
Timmy Hortons. Oh, you actually got the coffee.
That's awesome.
Not with coffee though. With tea.
Apparently, we could buy Timmy Hortons at HEB now. Coffee.
Ooh, we should buy some.
The bags, yeah.
It's not the same.
We should do an episode where we like comedians in cars getting coffee, but it's just not going anywhere.
That would be amazing.
Coffee.
That would be pretty good.
That would be pretty good.
That would, yeah, that sounds badass. Yeah, so we got the Timmy
Collectors
Hortons
in
cups.
cars getting coffee.
Wow.
I'm gonna steal
That's
that.
awesome. Well, we could just have it like a channel thing and everybody films their own version and we upload it.
That would be pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, so that was awesome, dude. The Timmy Hortons cup, I love it. So it'll be making an appearance on the stream. And then Sweet Rainer got me this for my birthday, which was January 5th. It's the SH Figure Arts Super Saiyan Trunks from the Boy for the Future. It's the newest version of Super Future Trunks. Some people say it still has some issues. I have not unboxed it yet. I got it this morning.
All the cars have to be super crappy. Yeah, our cars are super crappy except for Dean's.
What
Not going to be a problem.
I said except for Dean's.
Well, my black truck isn't the best, but
I don't know what kind of car Ben has. What kind of car do you
I don't have a car. I drive a work vehicle. Yeah. My car is my work vehicle, which is a bright yellow Kia Seltos. It's not sexy at all.
You used to have a sports car.
I did. I had a Dodge Challenger for years, but I ended up selling it because it was parked in the driveway all the time. I was always in my work car, so way she goes. I saved so much money not having a work or a personal car. So
do they sell that?
What does Eddie drive?
A Seltos, Kia Seltos.
I know what he drives. He drives a Honda.
Oh, never mind. I had to rent a car.
He drives a Honda.
Killed me in that car.
Don't say it. Pilot.
Close. Actually, Pilot would be better. CRV.
Is it a crossover? A CRV.
Oh, Victoria has a CRV. Nice. What about you, Marco?
I used to drive a sports car as well, but now I just drive a Honda Civic and couldn't be happier.
Wait, what sports car were you driving?
I used to have a Boxster. I used to have a Porsche Boxster.
Wow.
And I thought it was hot shit. And it really wasn't that fancy, honestly.
You look like a guy that would.
No,
I do look like that guy. You look like someone that would be driving a Porsche, actually, Eddie.
Did Gigi like it, or?
Because you mostly see lesbians driving them.
Wow.
Gigi hated it, actually.
She hated it?
Gigi hated it. Yeah, it wasn't practical.
Person?
So
Yeah,
exactly.
That's fair. Okay, I appreciate that.
Wait, so do you drive the nicer Civics, or do you drive like... Because they got real sporty recently.
No, I didn't even... When I went to the dealership, I was like, show me the lowest tier model. I don't even want to get in the high-end one because I'm going to want that. And so just show me the base model. So it's nothing fancy.
Wow. We should do that. That would be funny. And for my episode, we just don't even leave the house to be even better. Just don't mention that.
Driveway.
Bro, I hardly leave the house too. So.
Collectors in driveways drinking sink water.
Okay, you fucking guy. Marco, what'd you get?
Oh, you want to show the head sculpts?
Oh, you said you didn't want to show it.
No, I sent it to you. You said for you, and I was like, okay, I'll do it for you.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. I don't want to... If you don't want to show your thing that
you
we
better
worked
show
on for
this damn
months and
thing.
3D printed and
show this fucking
did all
thing,
this,
please.
Got you a sculptor from Brazil. And what'd you get, Marco?
Yeah, so I had a pretty good week. I have yet to open the Days of Future Past Wolverine, but this was kind of the proof of it coming in with the name tag on top. And I sent it to all of you and said, yeah, I just caught my neighbor about to steal it, just like Dean was afraid
How
of.
dare you?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was honestly, it's pretty, yeah. I appreciate the mailman, though, because he kind of put this with this side, I think, covered. So he kind of knew that this is something that he should hide. So
he must hear
it wasn't an
Collecting
issue for me. There you go. I think he must listen to it.
So
He also
even he thought about it. He's like, this is a little obvious.
I think
I'm not
so.
wrong.
I think so.
Oh my God.
So he put it upside down for me. And then, so that one will be, I'll send some pictures here soon once I open it. But also got the Robocop, which is perfect timing. I mentioned a few weeks ago that I ordered this from Pop Culture, and my suspicion was whenever they got their shipment, which is normally pretty delayed, but I'm happy with the timing, that they just kind of pull the figures down off the site. And so that's what happened. Like they got their shipment. I went back to search for it, and it's gone off their website. Mm-hmm. So I think, if you're looking for figures that are sold out or waitlisted on Sideshow, Pop Culture's got some good deals, but don't sleep on it because I'm seeing them go away. So, beautiful figure. I've already scuffed the paint a little bit on the shoulder by putting the jetpack and moving the arm like a frickin' noob. So it's not terrible, but I was telling Ben backstage, I was like, you know what? The figure was a little stiff at first, which is okay because it's Robocop, but it wasn't really coming to life. And then I looked at some pictures online, gave him a little slight head tilt, a little arm movement to the side, and then it kind of came to life under the right lighting. So definitely beautiful figure, and very happy to have it.
Definitely.
And the bonus is that any robot figures are great for Marco because it makes him look like a good poser.
That's right, exactly.
Wow.
Anything where their hands could just be by the side, it's perfect. It's good.
I was at the Sam Gift says the mailman probably noticed that Marco downgraded from the Porsche to a Honda and knew he wouldn't take a hit. I was at the hockey game last week, and like I came home and I had some shawarma and I sat down and I watched the CW show. Shawarma is my thing on Tuesdays. Anyways,
We know.
The mail thing from Dean had me in stitches. I was so shocked. You were so fired up about it, Dean. So.
He was really concerned.
Because I'm not wrong.
Because one stalker wrote on his
So
box.
fired
It's
up.
like he's taking it to his grave. One of the worst human beings wrote on his box, and now this happens.
Wow.
Awful human being, Dean.
Also, you didn't include my Mark 46.
Oh, did I really not? That's what happens when you send things last minute. Actually,
You're
I think
not
I have it.
wrong.
It's right here.
Hey,
Sorry,
I
I had
also
it.
got I also got the
My
Hot
bad.
Toys Mark 46 reissue. Sorry, John, wherever you're at watching. It's so fucking better than I could have anticipated. It's incredible. It's literally the best Iron Man figure I've ever handled. And I'm sad it's taking me this long, but I'm also like very comfortable with the fact that like I don't need another Iron Man. It's that good.
Wow.
The Mark 46 is fucking incredible. So
Congrats,
there you
buddy.
go.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Thanks.
Are you displaying him with the base? Because that's a big selling point, right?
Once I get all my details set up and stuff, and I get Cap out of the box, all my figures are still put up in boxes. So once I get them out, I probably will use the base.
Maybe we'll get a collection tour out of you yet, Dean.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. So last week I mentioned that my Spider-Man from Hot Toys was damaged, and I got my replacement today. And it came with no eyes, so I was kind of bummed. I kind of wanted 2 sets of the open eyes, so I have to use the chrome eyes on this one. And then I did not get a second set of web shooters, which I wasn't expecting to, but I was kind of like fingers crossed. Yeah, shout out to Sideshow. They got this out really quick. Like I said, I think by Wednesday evening they had already shipped it, and it just takes a few days to get here.
Nice.
And then
why doesn't Spider-Man not have a head?
So at OxCon,
Oh, nice catch! I didn't even see
at
that.
OxCon, we had done those 3D printed Secret Wars heads, and at OxCon, Philip the Fool had wanted one, and so I took the head off of my figure and gave it to him.
That was at
And
OxCon?
Yes, that's how. I just haven't really felt like painting this past few months because I've been depressed. But thanks, Dean, for reminding me.
How dare you?
So there's that. So I'm glad that you thought that was so funny.
I can make you more
I had a
depressed.
tragedy.
You
wanna-
fucking piece of
Do you want to be more depressed? We can
Yes.
see you copied this pose right
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly
You better
what
credit.
I did.
You better credit whoever did the
Yeah, I don't want
originally.
to have a pose call out. Anyways, well, that's actually from the calendar. That's the pose from the Spider-Man 2 calendar. Anyways, so from Jimmy Hernandez, he sold me his figure arts. It was on Ox for like an hour, and it was super cheap. And I messaged him, and I was like, "There's no fucking way he has this thing for sale." It was like $60 shipped, and yeah, I yoinked that.
Okay,
And
I need to
so-
join the group again. So, because I
Yeah, you need to join the group. It was there for like an hour. I was shocked, and it's okay. I will say, this is probably something that Small Talk I think should talk about at some point, but it's incredible how good the $20, or I guess there's $25 now, the $25 figures are, because honestly, posing this, it was an amazing experience, and it's obviously a significantly better figure. But if you were like a kid or just someone that doesn't want to spend, $180 to get all 3 of the high-end figures, the Marvel Legends ones pose really well. In fact, I would say there are some poses that I think I can get a little bit better on the Marvel Legends because the tilt on the head, you can get it much higher. But it's an amazing figure. I've mentioned it quite a few times on the show, but this is my Spider-Man, live action Spider-Man, and that's your Spider-Man, the Toei.
The Tonkatsu
so-
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I love this. I don't think I'm gonna get the other 2 high-end figures. Maybe Andrew. I don't think I would get the.
that one's sick, man.
It is pretty fucking sick.
It's pretty good.
But no, I do. It's funny. I have the print done for this head. It's literally been sitting with the eyes painted since like the week before OxCon. So I moved it from up there to this shelf. I was putting all my high-end figure arts and like, Spider-Man on a shelf. And but yeah, so.
Do you have any?
That?
Oh, that's a stupid question. Never mind.
Go ahead now.
I was gonna say, do you have any Mafex Spider-Mans?
It's literally one right there.
Yeah, the black suit one is, but like not black suit Spider-Man, like classic Spider-Man.
No, I have the actually Philip the Fool gave it to me for OxCon. Yeah, I have so I have two of the black Spider-Mans. One does have the head that I customized. Actually, I'll just go and then I have the comic Mafex. I have the figure arts Toby, the figure arts Miles and Gwen that Fordo got me, the Sentinel Miles, and then the Kyoto Revoltech Venom and Spider-Man. So, yeah, I think Spider-Man might be like my second favorite character next to Gandalf. So maybe if Ben comes to my collection next year, he can take 45 Spider-Man. Yes, count spiders. There you go. I got an infestation in my house.
So many spiders.
It used to be Bumblebee. Now I don't know. When I moved, one of the boxes that had some of my Bumblebees, I think it like got lost in the move. I have no fucking clue where it's at.
It did get a little crazy with the Gandalf, so I kept counting and kept finding more and more and more.
Like
and then
hidden, right?
I immediately walked out to Victoria and was like, "You are a saint," because that's a lot of fucking Gandalfs.
Yeah, it really is.
She's like, "I know, I'm pretty cool." I'm like, "Fair enough."
Really is. Oh, Fern says I'm selling mine all three of it. Fern, send me. I don't know what you're selling, but send me a message, and then.
Hey, whoa, Toby?
yeah, except for the Toby. I don't need.
Yeah, I'll take the Toby, Fern.
Now, let's get into some news. Hot Toys put up the League of Legends Ash 305 releasing October 2024 to March 2025. I think it's interesting. This is now their second League of Legends figure. And I have to say, I don't know a lot about League of Legends, but I think this portrait is beautiful. I think the eyes look fantastic. I think the outfit looks fantastic. And this is tailored with fur hem, which I think looks very good. I hope that the final looks this good, because I'm actually quite impressed by the detail on this. You do get the separate eyeball rolling system, which seems to be par for the course on Hot Toys these days. And you do get some different attack accessories, some different diorama winter base effects. I actually think this is a really cool figure, especially for someone that's not a huge fan of the property. I can respect that this is going to be a pretty sweet display, especially with all these clear crystal effects. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Zach, I don't know about you, but ever since we started playing Baldur's Gate 3, I've kind of like wanted to have like a D&D shelf.
Bro, I want to make Ozal the Wise 3D print.
You have Gandalf.
Okay, you fucking guy.
He's the same guy. He's literally the same guy.
Much different. Gandalf doesn't use that much magic.
That's true. But like if you just want like a fantasy shelf, this figure looks awesome. It's like a rogue or like a bandit or
a ranger.
Ranger, archer. Like you could just have like generic fantasy shelf characters, and this would go super good with that. The last League of Legends figure is a little more what's the word? Yeah, very specific, kind of like alien. So it's like, I don't know. But this would look amazing in that kind of display. But you're right. The head sculpt is crazy good. I kind of wish there was a hoodless sculpt, but I don't know anything about the character, so it probably makes sense that she only looks like this. But yeah, I think this looks fucking fantastic. I do like the fur. Yeah, I like it.
I think Dean deserves a point for the fantasy characters because that's what I was going to say. I totally think this could fit into a fantasy character display. I don't think the League of Legends name necessarily has to apply to your collection if you just think it's a badass character. I took a look because I was curious to see like how many figures we could even anticipate from this line, and when I pulled up the all characters list, it was over 150. So I don't think Hot Toys is going to make that many, but I have seen quite a few people calling for more of the main ones that they play with, at least to go along with this one. I'll be curious to see how much it fills out. These types of soft touch materials that are added to the figure, it gives me hope for other figures down the line to see what happens with other characters that I'd like more. But I think she's beautiful. So yeah, pretty cool.
Here we go.
I
We'll start over from 0.
Wow, I had so many points. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a missed opportunity for Hot Toys to put the boots with the fur. They fucked it up.
Wow.
That would have been great. That would have been fucking excellent, actually.
I like the look of this character more than the previous League of Legends one that they put out. This is more kind of like what I like about fantasy. I'm not like the biggest fantasy fan, but this is kind of cool. I like the white hair and the blue, and I like the ice effects a lot. I think that's really cool. And I think this would be a cool figure to have for like a Pose Wars. I think it'd be dope as hell. So, and I think
coming soon, apparently.
I think she's got a better like face sculpt than the other one. I like this one more. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know anything about League, so that's really all I can say about that.
Great.
So I've been begging and pleading for more video game characters, but not like this, like not this kind. But that's fine for for those that really enjoy it. Like I think it's got like a lot of really beautiful ornate pieces. But for me, my mind starts to wonder about if Hot Toys somehow had a license for like PlayStation Studios, if they did an Aloy, if they did Kratos, kind of in this style. Like that would go crazy. Like I don't understand why they haven't, found a marriage because PlayStation, is obviously well, that's the wrong studio, but in that vein, right? They could.
Pablo Schreiber.
There we go. They're proving that they could do something that's like CGI inspired and do it really, really well. So that's what I'd love to see maybe someday. But yeah, this is nice enough for those that really like the property.
Aloy, good call. 100%.
Marco, when he sees a new League of Legends.
Not like this.
Exactly.
So I'm not that familiar with League of Legends, but I'm looking here on the top 10 most played characters, and I think it's great to see that Ashe is number 7 and Kaisa is number 5. So I think if Hot Toys is kind of going down the list and picking some of the more popular characters, I think they're doing a pretty good job. Would be interesting to see if they make some of the other characters again. I don't really know who these guys are, but yeah, we got Ezreal, Yan, Caitlyn, Lux. There's Kaisa. We got Jhin, Ashe here. Not even going to attempt to read that one. Lee Sin and Silas. So, I mean, there's plenty of meat on the bone there for Hot Toys to make some of the more popular characters. But
Silas
I think it's
would
great.
be dope.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But I think it's great to see that they are making some of the more popular characters, especially for a game like this that probably has a ton of different people. Would you guys like to see, like, I don't know if this is really even the same game, but maybe like a Fortnite line by Hot Toys? I know that's a really popular one that seems to be getting like crazy skins and licenses. Like,
if it's a way to get the other skins that they've been putting in Fortnite.
Every other character that exists.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, basically.
Fortnite is fucking wild. The licensing they've gotten.
It's like every time
fun.
Manny shows me a picture, I'm like, okay, this is fake. And then it's like,
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
The only one that hasn't come true was the Cloud from Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
Because they like teased the Buster Sword, but it's never happened. But yeah, I run around as Boba Fett. My buddy runs around as the endoskeleton
build,
Terminator.
right?
Yeah, I play no builds.
What's the learning curve on that game? Is it worse than what is that one Call of Duty we played that one time?
Warzone? No.
Is it more fun than Warzone?
Yeah, I think so.
Bro, I was getting wrecked.
It's also not first person.
Oh, it's not. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. So Hot Toys, good on you. They made arguably the most exciting. Yeah, I'd be playing yesterday.
Gandalf with a gun.
Jesus Christ, there's no secrets in this chamber.
Still no
Hot
pants
Toys.
He's out of spells, but he's not out of shells.
When I kill someone, I play this.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
Oh my god. How dare you.
Oh boy. And when anyways. Let's see here. Black Manta by Hot Toys 255 January to June 2025. I have my doubts at the longevity of this suit. It looks like you give this thing 3.5 weeks and it's just gone. But this is cool. You get the LED light up function. You also get the old style of like the wraparound crotch, or I guess it's like a waist grabber, which I think is pretty cool. You also get some splittable tridents, which I haven't seen the movie. Is this supposed to be kryptonite?
No,
Anybody?
it's not. I don't know what material it is, but it didn't say it was kryptonite in the movie.
Gotcha. Only thing I think I'd like to see, because in the trailer he was unmasked quite a bit. Is that something you think would be useful to have, Eddie?
Yes, I don't know why they didn't do it. It would have been awesome, but I don't know. They cheaped out, I guess. They decided that it was not necessary.
You probably would have brought this over $300 though, right? With a head sculpt, because was it $260? Did you say
$255? I don't. Maybe $275 with a portrait. I can't imagine that actor. I mean, he's not like a RDJ.
He has zero figures though, right? Like, did they even do
McFarlane?
DC
I believe.
Direct with his head?
No, not with his portrait.
Yeah, I have the McFarlane figure of this, but like nothing has his likeness.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it's something about him or what, but yeah, it's cool that they're finally doing a Black Manta though. And this is arguably the cooler suit just because it's more comic like accurate.
You think
with
so?
the silver.
I think the first film had a way better suit. Honestly.
I like the first film suit better too, but this one has that comic look with the black and the silver, and it has like that breakup. Also, I think the first film suit would have been a better hot toy.
Yeah, it would
it's
be
more
a better
mechanical,
figure.
so you wouldn't have all that material on there to possibly degrade over
It's
time.
more armored up looking.
Yeah. But I still think it's a pretty sick release. I really like the design on the base. The only thing that I wish they threw in here was some of those jet effects that come with like Boba Fett or some of the clones. Like, that would have been an easy toss in. You guys already have that stuff, and the head sculpt obviously would have been awesome too, because I think a lot of people might have used the head sculpt. But still pretty cool. And finally, we're getting this character. I do think they're gonna do another Aquaman because of this, but I think it's gonna be his. It's called the stealth suit in the movie. It's in the trailer, the all black suit. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that suit to go with this.
Jesus, meat on the bone, Eddie. God, all the greatest points.
To be fair, I was the only one excited for this. To be fair, he usually goes last, so I wanted to throw my bone. I know he likes this. I
thought Zach was asking me because like no one else really cared for this. So
that's exactly. I'm a professional.
That was a good take. It was a good take. Go ahead.
Let me steal one more
Ben
take
was
before.
fighting for his fucking
no,
life
I'm
over
kidding.
there.
Go ahead, Ben.
No, I'm good. No, I actually wanted to hear your take, Marco, because I saw your post. So tell us about
cup
it.
Boots.
Yeah.
Still the
No, so I do think the first film, like I liked that suit a lot. I still haven't seen this movie yet. I'm definitely waiting for it to release on digital. But so I've seen the screenshots of what this looked like in the second film. They should have done a chromed out top. Like, they've got the technology. We've seen that on other figures on like Chrome Mando. That would have taken the figure to like a realism level, like way higher. Because without it, it just looks very flat. Like like you said, there's not a lot of details in the suit. So like if you start to bend it, it might like stick out a lot. It just seems very basic, which is tough for me because I really enjoyed the first film. I really like the character, really like the suit. So interested to see more about how he is in the film. But as a toy, it doesn't really translate to me personally. But it is cool that we're actually getting DC villains. So I don't want to be too unappreciative, but they just they dropped the ball a little bit in terms of the design and also the version that I would have wanted.
I did not remember how different these two suits were, to be honest, until I just saw this picture. I do like the first suit a lot more, surprisingly. It looks like it makes sense proportionally more with the size of the dome, whereas the size of the dome on the new one just looks like it almost looks like Black Panther wearing a sea helmet. Not quite, but it's weird. I don't like
could have said,
no, it's the Black Panther suit. No, it just looks like a Black Panther suit. No, my God. Wow.
Ben, I hear what you're saying. I'm not going to beat you up on that.
Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it looks like a Spider-Man suit. But
like I said, Hobie.
Terrence Howard in there?
Oh my God, you guys are awful.
Jesus
you guys are awful. I can't say black anything nowadays. You hate to see it.
Wow.
I'm saying in terms of suits.
Little strands for the
That was perfect.
I love the poorly educated.
I don't mean it in a bad way, people.
I can't believe we still have that clip.
That's the oldest clip on the show. that goes back to like episode maybe like 16. That's an old clip.
Dean made me a tough nut to swallow emoji the other day as well that I've yet to share with you guys. So I should add that. But I don't
be careful before WB comes for you.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Christ.
Literally,
you have nothing better to do than Billy Ben. Jesus Christ.
They really like my bat or how Bat Nut begins and my Dark Nut. You hate to see it, but I did not expect this to come at all. To be fully honest, I didn't think the movie did well enough to justify it. I am shocked we haven't seen at least another Aquaman. But I disagree with Eddie. Oh my god! I hope we don't see a stealth suit. I actually hope we see the original like classic color suit again because I missed that originally. If I was going to buy an Aquaman, that would be the color I would want. I don't know if I would buy this guy by himself though. I know that he comes obviously from some of the old school stuff, like in terms of iconography, but I don't think I would put this in the collection. So it's cool and the price is good and it's one of those things. You know, quoting Marco Show, the bargain bin bros. You know, if I saw it on a shelf one day and you know it just got me in the wallet in the right way, I would still consider it because it's cool looking. But otherwise, I'm not going to chase it at all.
Yeah, I always thought Black Manta was the coolest guy in the Legion of Doom.
It's racist. What about Spider-Man Manta?
That's not a thing.
Wow.
I tried.
Wow.
I give up. I quit. I retire. It's my last night. You hate to see it.
But and this is no fault of Hot Toys. It's a boring looking figure. Like the helmet and the backpack are super cool looking. That's it. It's like even his boots are like those things you put on him when you're like power washing the driveway. It's like they're not. It's not exciting to look
boots?
at. Yeah, or like rain boots or what are they called? What are they called?
They might be rain boots.
Yeah, I didn't actually notice
the
that.
SpongeBob
But
ones.
totally.
Yeah, it's just the first suit, like Marco pointed out, is so much cooler and interesting to look at. This is it's just boring. And again, it's not Hot Toys' fault, so I can't really blame them for it. But in terms of like wanting to buy a figure, it's like no, like if you included the other head sculpts, okay, that's something a little more interesting to look at. Figure out a way to have him like holding the helmet or something like.
Got a big ass melon.
It's just like there are things they could have done to make this more interesting, and they just didn't do that. So, yeah,
he seems very posable though, for what that's worth.
I mean, yeah, but
not that you should pose it.
Yeah, at the expense of the suit in a very short amount of time, it also just doesn't look fun to handle. Like he could barely get that 90-degree pose on the elbow. Look at that thing. Excuse me. Like it just, yeah, I don't know. I saw this and was just like, I guess, like, not a lot of Hot Toys do that, you know, make me kind of just, all right, cool, I guess. But so that was kind of shocking to be so unenthusiastic about a new figure, especially one that people have been wanting for a long time. Zach, you remember, what was his name, was going to do a third-party version of this, and it was looking badass because it was from the first movie. It was looking
but then he
really
ripped
cool.
a bunch of people off and left
allegedly.
Well,
and
I mean, yeah, sure, but yeah.
I mean, I don't know the stories. I'm not going to comment on it, but like,
I know the story.
That was going to be cool. People were really excited for that. People wanted that, and they never got it. So the people have been asking for this character, and they're getting it. So that's cool, I guess. What the hell?
Serious?
Wow.
Sorry.
What a. This has been quite the segment. So Dean, so you're saying like what I said, right? In terms of it's like pretty boring, but imagine if they took the opportunity to innovate. So they did the chrome top, like I said. If they did, I know like Enterbay has that sweat technology that they do on some of the sculpts, but what if they put something on the suit where it made it look like it was wet? Like they could have taken this figure and elevated it to something really, really cool because the overall design is like semi-interesting, if not basic, but they just phoned it in so much that it's just like, you see it, you're like,
I think
just
you
give
guys
us
are
a
being
little something
incredibly
else.
harsh on something that none of you would have bought anyway. And
Yeah, I
I'm
would've.
the
I-
only one who
I would've.
actually wanted it, and I'm gonna buy it, and I don't have any of those complaints at all.
And you didn't even love the movie, which is
yeah.
saying something.
So, shut up.
Wow.
Jesus.
But
So Ben, on your bargain bin bro point though, when Eddie sells his collection in like 6 months, then there you go.
I know who to chase.
Okay.
Today, little victory for the OG, taking down the sweats, the imposters among us.
What the fuck was that?
I didn't like any of that.
My new favorite clip. Oh boy, that was fucked up, Marco. That was fucked up.
I told him I was going with low blows today to get him hyped up.
There you go. So we have the Hot Toys Super Battle Droid blogger photos. Apparently this is quite the popular figure. People I've seen, getting 2 of them, getting 3 of them. I think it looks great. I love this little Attack of the Clones group shot here. Hopefully they flesh that line out quite a bit more. But I think it looks great. I mean, I feel like it's kind of one of those things that, it's painted well, it's weathered well. It seems fairly articulated. Like it's almost like, kind of like you're just hitting it off the tee. Like it doesn't seem like it's that hard to mess up. But I like this. I like this a lot. What do you guys think about it?
I always kind of in my head pictured them to be way more imposing, but apparently that's not the case. So I don't know. I was just remember like when they showed up, I was like, fuck, like this is going to be tough.
They're like beating the hell out of the other ones.
Yeah, but apparently, they're only about like 6'4", so it looks right next to the clones. But I don't know. It's cool looking for sure. Like objectively, it looks great. This is something I would have wanted in my collection, but I don't know. Just something about it, like seeing it finished and like next to the other figures, I'm like, I could do without it.
I feel like these guys were never that cool in the movie.
You think so? I always thought this was the most badass design.
They didn't have character.
Really? Droidicas were the most badass.
Yeah, droids.
Well, yeah, like Droidicas came out and immediately you're like, oh shit. And like these ones
Plus
came
they have
out.
good, cool sound that.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Are those the roly-poly ones?
Yeah, these ones came out and it's like
they're kind of goofy.
Well, it's not that they're goofy, but it's like I just never felt like they did anything cool. It's like, okay, there's 50 billion of them and like 8 Jedi. Like, okay, cool, but like the Droidicas, you saw them do cool shit. The normal battle droids, you saw them do cool shit, and then the Magna Guards, you saw them do cool shit. I never felt like these guys really had like a scene to shine because they were kind of just at the end of that movie, and then I don't recall them really being a big part of Episode 3.
Episode 3, they're in the beginning, but like I said, they're goofy, and like R2-D2 torches that one.
Oh,
I
remember
slipping in oil.
Yeah.
But like when the Droidicas show up, it's like, okay, shit just got real. Like, so like, yeah, like these guys never had their moment to make me like, yeah, I do want it. Like when it came out, I was like, yeah, I'll definitely add one of those to the shelf. And like now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, do I?
I'm
like,
calling it right now. Hot Toys is gonna make a Droidica. Hasbro just announced one yesterday. Hot Toys is definitely gonna make one.
That'd be fucking
Take it to the
tight,
bank.
dude.
That would be pretty dope.
If they find a way to give it the force field, then that would be.
Oh, bro. Like,
High quality cardboard.
No, that clear blue plastic with
that would
they
be
make
pretty dope.
the lightning out of. You like clip it together. That'd be dope.
I laughed at Sean Forrester's comment. He says they could rebrand this as Mando Season 3, just add the business card accessory right to the bar. You know where to find them. That's actually more of my familiarity with this character is from Mando Season 3. I'm not going to lie. I don't remember this. You said it was Clone Wars. I only got to Season 2 in Clone Wars, so I don't...
Attack of the Clones.
Well, no, it's in the movie.
Oh, it's an Attack of the Clones movie. I don't remember it. I honestly don't remember this character
There's
at
like
all
a
in
big
movie.
reveal when they're fighting in Geonosis and the Jedis are like pushing them back. And then, what is it?
it's been a
Dooku
long
is
time.
like, yeah, well, whatever. And then they come and win the battle. And then they lose the battle right away.
Is this before or after Anakin's out with Padme in the flower garden? Talking.
Ooh, that would be
romance? After, okay. Yeah,
episode 2 's
I
kind of
usually
a
stop
banger.
at that scene.
It's like when these guys show up, they're like, "Fuck, what are we gonna do?" And then the clones come out of fucking nowhere.
It's
and
like they
take
never get a
everything.
moment to like.
Yeah,
got you.
It's like, oh shit, new droids, and then the clones save everything.
Actually, I want to play that scene because I think it's literally like 10 seconds later.
What was the price on this again, Zach? Sorry.
Can someone look that up real quick? I'm looking up this Super Battle Droid scene because that is actually pretty.
We should rewatch that as movie of the week. It's been a long time since I've seen Attack of the Clones.
Dude, that movie is pretty fucking high.
It is $243. Not bad.
Holy shit!
It's still pretty high though to army build it, right? Like if you wanted to army build this thing, that's pretty high.
I mean,
I think it was $5 cheaper a bit ago, though. That makes sense.
That's correct as well. No, that is actually correct.
It was. But no, I think it's pretty cool. I wonder how long the battery will last to keep the little flashy light on.
Well, that's the funny thing. It's 2 AAA batteries.
What? Really?
Oh, was it really?
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that. Damn.
Yeah, it's not the little.
That's
button
amazing,
cell
actually.
batteries.
So it'll actually last for a long
Yeah.
time. That's awesome. Cool. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I guess I'm the only one that really loves.
Mark.
Yeah.
Sorry, I muted myself, I think.
Oh man, I guess I'm the only one that really loved this design. Like I always thought that these were so cool because they're simplistic. It's like very, very, very futuristic. I've said I never loved the battle droids, but I loved the super battle droids. So when this one was announced, I definitely have considered it. I've almost pre-ordered it, but because there's so much coming out, I don't have a pre-order yet. But when we get to the get it or not portion, I'll make the final decision there. But yeah, I think it's cool. Like I think it came out just as advertised.
I love them too, Marco. I just don't know. I don't know if I could just have one, and I don't want to buy a lot of them. I don't even want to buy 2 of them. It's a lot of money. So it's like,
Yeah.
how much do I love it?
You know, they said the same thing about the Death Troopers, not the Death Trooper, the Dark Troopers, right? And I think I just have one, and it's just beautiful by itself, honestly. So I think you could just do one, but I get that temptation to want multiple.
I stand corrected. They had about 4 minutes of screen time before the clones showed up.
Wow.
Still, not enough. Not enough. Collection says I can't stand the voices of this droid. It doesn't match their side. Do they have voices? I don't remember them ever.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of saying they're
RT
like
Burns?
goofy.
Wow, I don't remember that.
I don't remember their voices either. I just
The
remember
web
the
is
battle droids.
beautiful.
It's not far off from the Roger one. It's like very similar. But
Like,
yeah, the
this pose kinda
droids
goes
are always
pretty crazy right here.
It kind of does, honestly.
Yeah.
Although I remember when this one was solicited, there was some, maybe it was just in the early prototype stage, but I remember people being upset that he had 2 guns and that was more the Mando look. So I guess they fixed that, or maybe maybe that's like a fever dream I had. I don't know. I vaguely remember people complaining about this. Now I'm gonna look it up real quick. Super Battle Droid Hot Toys prototype.
What were you saying though, Dean? You were saying something about the droids?
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I was just saying like the droids are always played off as like comic relief. Like look how stupid they are, and it's like it takes away of like the severity of the Clone Wars, which is why I like the cartoon, is because it actually shows like shit going down. Whereas in the movies, it was like, well, the droids are so stupid. So I completely agree with collection obsession because
It's like the stormtroopers from the OT.
Yep.
Eddie, it's not like that at all. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I
Dean,
get
is
a
Luke
point?
Skywalker a Mary Sue?
Negative points for begging for points.
Here we go. Geordie LaForge, Lieutenant Commander, Star Trek The Next Generation by X06. This one comes
We can move on.
in 2 versions. You have the 190.
Black Manta.
Oh my god!
Eddie.
You can't
guys
say
get
that.
mad.
That's negative points.
I'm pretty
Unbelievable.
sure that's racial.
Wow.
February 12th
That was my
cutoff,
course that I took recently.
releasing Q2 2024. There's also the deluxe version at 2:30. Same dates and same cutoff dates apply. Boy, I'm sure the figure looks better. I think the skin tone looks a bit rough in these portraits. But I think this is great, Ben. I think they're coming pretty close to a pretty decent bridge crew for the next generation at this point.
No, not yet. Unfortunately, with next gen. So that's actually the one bridge crew that we've all been kind of been waiting for. That and the TOS original series. this has pretty much only Data at the moment, which came out recently, which was a huge win for collectors in Exo 6. It was the first time Data had like his own like skin colored wrist pegs even, which was awesome. And Geordie LaForge and Data are really like best friends in the show. So if you're going to pair any of them together, the Data that already exists now and this one would look amazing together. I disagree.
Sure
I think the
right?
I am, definitely. I think that the skin texture looks pretty good, honestly, and I think the photos are much more improved. These photos were done by 6 Scale Mafia versus like some of the other blogger photos that they've had in the past. At least these have consistent coloration or like color grading, and you can see the photos a lot clearer. I think the ones that I sent you weren't as clear as the ones that I was looking at earlier even. Now that I see this one blown up a bit, but I'm really impressed with this. I think it looks really cool. I think it's awesome that you can actually take the visor off and see his blind eyes underneath. They could have easily just kept that thing glued on the face and called it a day, and they didn't skip on that. The one thing that I will say though is that he's got a very iconic body language in the more expensive version, which is the standard version. He comes with that. Go back one picture, Zach. He comes with those hands that are like folded together. Or like clasped together. That's actually part of the like deluxe version set. That's the additional $45. That and like a medical kit with some tools in it and stuff. So like they're giving more accessories, but it's quite a bit higher of a price. And it's unfortunate you don't get those hands because it's so iconic to the Geordie character. He just stands like that all the time. So you kind of almost like, I feel like you almost have to buy the more expensive one just because of what he comes with in those hands. It's a little pricey though, I will say. That was my only criticism.
Fun fact for you: this is actually Cyclops in 2024.
Oh, wow! Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
Y'all are gonna be so mad when they do a black Magneto and Professor X. It's civil rights,
mad.
but anyways,
I love.
Some people out there are gonna be upset.
Not me.
Yeah, no one on this show.
Wouldn't be me.
Why'd they give? I love
black people.
Why'd they give the brother the visor glasses, huh? Why'd they do
this? Like a Kanye West music video.
I've always liked Geordie. I think he was usually my favorite character on the show, and I watched it with my dad. Although I really love Data, but like Ben said, they were like best friends, so they were usually together. Yeah, this is cool to see. Just as someone who liked that character growing up.
So this is like one of the only Star Trek figures that I would actually consider because I loved this character, and it could kind of like double up in terms of nostalgia in your collection. Like I would track down a little Reading Rainbow book, right? Like I would just have him standing there with that. Like he's just such a badass person.
Butterflies in the sky.
I can go twice as high.
I could go twice as high.
Shaka Khan actually sang that, I believe.
It's in a book, Reading Rainbow.
Jesus. Clip that.
Yep.
Reading Rainbow.
Do it like you're
if you guys have ever seen Community, oh my God.
It's great.
Fucking Donald Glover is obsessed with the actor who plays Geordie LaForge.
LeVar Burton.
I don't even remember this.
Yeah, LeVar Burton. And Pierce pays for LeVar Burton to show up and meet Donald Glover's character. And he like freaks out. He's like, I only wanted an autograph. You can't disappoint a picture. He's like crying to himself because he just like, he can't talk to LeVar Burton, so he's just like frozen.
Oh my God.
And he's like singing the song to himself and crying. Oh my God, dude. So
those have to see it moments.
The best part about Reading Rainbow is I never fucking read as a kid. Like I loved that show, but I was reading 0 books. Like I was a fraud, but I loved it.
Yeah, I'm watching Rainbow. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Why am I going to read it when they're going to show it to me here?
I know Badfish ain't reading.
Yeah, it's the same reason why. Oh my
deep
God.
cut.
Yeah, dude, if you haven't been watching our Baldur's Gate streams, y'all, fuck, there's some funny ass moments in it. Damn, I was about to make a fucking Wishbone joke and you threw me off.
Wishbone. That's old
now
school.
we're going way back.
That's really old school. One last complaint with the naming convention of this figure is standard for like a deluxe version and essential, like standard versus essential. They both seem kind of like lower tier choices. I really hope that at some point they change that to more of a deluxe and edition or an essential or like a deluxe and standard. Or
Bro,
whatever.
I was gonna say it's really weird marketing to market it as like the essential and the standard. That I hate that so much.
Yes.
I'm glad that you brought that up, and I'm gonna
It's
give you a
confusing.
point.
I think, yeah, essential seems like it'd be the better version, but
Yeah, it's the worst one or the
it's
lower
the
cost
worst
one.
one. Yeah, that's fucking weird. Did
Yeah.
they
And I
mess
kept-
that up on the graphics?
No, that's what some of the other ones have been called too. But even like when I was making my take video on it today, I kept calling the essential version the standard version because it's like, and you know, like with the lower cost standard version, it's like, oh wait, no, that's actually the like super confusing.
Yeah, I don't like any of that.
So yes, if it's standard with X06, it's deluxe.
There you go.
There you go.
Anyone else have a take on this? No. So this is the Mondo's Toys. Help me out here, Ben.
Orco?
Master of the Universe Orco. Okay, that's what I thought. Now this is available as a timed edition from January 23rd at 12 p.m. Central Time through January 30th, 11:59 a.m. This retails for $235 and releases Q2, excuse me, to Q3 2024. This thing looks adorable. I love the way they painted these eyes. They look incredible.
Yeah, I said in the chat today, this guy always reminds me of the Black Mage from Final Fantasy.
Yes, this is exactly who I thought it was at first.
Yeah,
I see Ben smirking
just-
over there.
I
just
saw it
based
too.
on that, Black Mage is a class of mage that uses black magic. So fire,
I thought you said
lightning.
Black Mace.
No, that's Star Wars.
Or as he's known, just Mace.
Jesus. Okay.
He's a reverend
So
now.
is
He's a
everybody
reverend now.
allowed to
Come on.
Good Lord.
Yeah, stop.
This is our last show, folks.
Yeah, so I've always just like had an affinity for this character because of Final Fantasy. I know nothing about Masters of the Universe or this character, but he just looks like a black mage to me, and I like it.
Orko is awesome. As a kid, Orko was kind of the character in Masters of the Universe that was kind of supposed to relate to the kids a little bit. Like he even would be told
Like
to go.
Snarf?
Well, he'd be told to go like he would be told to go like clean his room and do his chores and some of those types of things. He was a sorcerer though who actually had some pretty like decent powers at times, but he's from technically kind of like a different realm, not from Eternia. So in his realm, his powers work incredibly well, and he's like a really powerful sorcerer. But in Eternia with He-Man, he's a little bit more like silly and goofy, and like he'll try to do a power and it'll turn out completely the wrong way, and it like ends up being kind of that comic relief character and kind of sweet. Also the character that you get some of those morality lessons in, and like the lessons that the kids wanted to, that you wanted to tell the kids out of a character. So yeah, exactly. So it's really cool. I think it looks really good. Do you have any of the other pictures, Zach, that I sent you, just like with the accessories by chance? Hey,
Are the sleeves also soft goods or just the
They
skirt?
look like it.
Yep, they look like it. I also love that he came with his friends and the upgraded outfit, as well as the additional like head sculpt with the yellow glowing eyes, because that represents kind of the character he was before he came to Eternia, with a different name entirely. I can't remember. I think it was like, I can't remember. I think it was like Gorko or something like that. Help me in the chat if you guys remember. But it's cool that they come with all of the little pieces here.
So he was like evil before?
He wasn't evil, but he was like more of like a powerful sorcerer. And then when he got brought into Eternia, he became kind of a goof because he can't control his powers. But is still powerful enough that powerful enough that he actually still helps He-Man on the regular. It's just unintentionally sometimes.
Has Mondo been doing a lot more soft good characters? Is that something that they didn't traditionally do in the past?
Their Prince Adam had soft goods materials on it.
What's the orange one? Didn't he have a soft goods?
It was a Man Beast.
Beast?
Yeah. Because I'm getting confused with Sabretooth too that we looked at from Mondo.
Yeah,
but that was a different figure. But that's cool.
Okay, because I'm realizing that we haven't really seen much of their Spider-Man line. And if they're implementing more soft goods, I know there's maybe speculation by one of us before that it could be a soft good costume, but that would be very intriguing if they found a way to pull that off with Spider-Man.
Thank you. Like, yeah. The only criticism I have is it's still a little expensive. Just the Mondo price has just been creeping up and creeping up. This is technically still half the size of a 6-scale figure. It does come with some great accessories, but I don't know if it totally justifies the price point.
There you go. I'm worried at this price point what those potential Spider-Man or Venom figures are going to be. It's going to be quite expensive.
Especially
what do you think about over there, Dean?
Well, it's Staples' comment. Boy, what the hell am I looking at? But to be fair, look how fucking packed this figure is. Like 2 other small characters, another head sculpt, another face sculpt, a bunch of hands magic effects, and then little creatures. Like, I would say kind of more bang for the buck because it is a smaller figure. They have to pack it out, and it feels like it's packed out. So.
Heck yeah, in terms of filled out lines as well, He-Man or Masters of the Universe, pretty solid. It's getting to be a huge line. Like, they even have the Panther, they have the Battle Cat, the Skeletor that recently was reissued, amazing figure. Their He-Man their Prince Adam looks fantastic. Like, it's a full line for people if they want to go deep. So it's cool. And like, this was a missing character by far.
There you go. Let's see here. We have a email from Iconic Studios. Was this to you, Marco, or was this?
Yeah, this is to me because I paid my invoice for the Muhammad Ali double pack, so that's the bust and the figure with the 2 heads before the holidays, and they did say like, oh, it'll be shipping early next year, and then I'm realizing like, hey, it's like kind of the we're partway through the month here, almost over, and so I just emailed them like, hey, is this going to be shipping soon? And this was their response.
Yeah, so they say production for all the figures is completed, and we're just in the process of preparing all the figures to ship as we speak. You'll be sent tracking as soon as the product has left our site. You should have some details by the end of the month. Would have liked it that they had sent those final invoices once everything was packed, but I'm curious what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I wasn't super happy, honestly, that they've been holding on to my money for so long and haven't shipped. Like, I know we get upset with Sideshow for doing that. So I know Iconic's a newer company. I want to give them a bit of slack, but I feel like this is kind of poor form to hold on to your money and not ship something. Like, send me that invoice when you're ready for it to go.
I don't know. I paid for my Mondo figure like at SDCC and I didn't get it, and it's shipping.
Which one was
today.
that?
Oof.
So the Logan from SDCC.
Oh gosh,
that's shipping. I just got shipping for that. So what? I don't know what happened. It seemed like they were pumping things out and doing a lot and everywhere, and they slowed down a little. So.
Yeah,
Iconic specifically,
yeah. Yeah, not Mondo.
Yeah. It'll be Mr. Musashi says he got a similar email for Ali. It actually said on their Facebook that it was released in the first couple of months of 2024. I feel like they should have collected it later then. I know Marco, you said you want to try to get Andy and see if we can't have him on for another interview, and we'll definitely see if we can work towards that, or at least at minimum have him on OFAC where it's more time friendly on their on their end of the world. So
I just always love hearing from him. I always learn, like, he always challenges preconceived notions that I have with the 1/6 game, and it's really interesting to hear about, licenses that they've tried to track down and what the production schedule is looking like. And to Eddie's point, like, they've kind of gone a bit quiet. They've got a few figures in the hopper, but would love to hear from Andy.
Yeah, I think because the last we heard from them was the Akuma, right? And then they did Ken, then the Akuma was, which wasn't too long ago, so maybe they haven't been quiet that long. I think most companies usually get a little quiet during the holidays, so hopefully we'll have this pick back up. And I believe this was their first figure they announced, right? Wasn't this before Ryu, or was Ryu first?
That's a good question.
This was before Ryu, I think.
I thought it was, because I remember they did the bust as I think their first solicitation. Then I thought it was this, then Ryu. Calvin says, thanks for the Ali update, Marco. So there's that. Let's see here. Now this is photos from Big Beretta on the left, and then another collector's photo on the right. The photo on the left for the Present Toys Terminator Battle Damage, there was a lot of collectors that were screenshotting this, and I guess they had some concerns about the portrait, which I guess some other collectors said looks fine now that they've seen the photos on the right. I believe the rumor was that the portrait was a recast of the Interbay one, and I think that they were concerned that it ended up not being that recast. A bit confusing. I I think Manny was excited for this, the quality from even both of these photos. So I'm wondering if you guys here have this on order, or if the chat has any thoughts on these photos, because I don't think we've really seen a lot of this figure outside of these 2 photos, at least as far as I could find.
They were upset that it wasn't a recast?
Well, because I think they liked the Interbay Battle Damage portrait, so they were hoping that it was.
Are these the same figures?
That's what Facebook said.
The one on the right looks different as far as
the
chest
cut.
Looks
different.
Yeah.
This photo on the right was popping around,
and he also has both hands on the right. He doesn't have a damaged hand on the.
That might be a swappable part.
Could be swappable.
But then the sleeve would be cut.
And the belt is different. There's no belt.
Oh, yeah, maybe this isn't the same photo. Okay, whoever put this on Facebook.
Does Bretta have his video up already?
Yeah,
I mean, that could solve a lot of.
The shirt looks like a different material altogether.
I may be a dingus.
Wait,
also, double check, because double check if the present toys does come.
It's funny how close it was. It did fool me at first. Good
I did actually order that already, Dean. Let's see here.
So is anyone else like me though, where I'm desperate to add a Terminator to the collection, like one of T2, one of my all-time favorite films. There's obviously a lot of older ones that DX13, I believe. That's probably the one that I would go for, but it's known for flaking issues, and I know Ben has added one, not specifically DX13, but an older Terminator. Shane has added specifically the 13, but I know another company's going to do it. Like, I know that it's coming up, and I can't chase something realizing that there might just be a superior version around the corner.
I think Hot Toys is going to be making it soon. If third-party companies are doing it, we see that all the time.
And we're seeing
I'm
more.
gonna delete that photo on the right. It may be fake news.
We're
Zach,
seeing
I
more.
got something for you, Zach.
Do your homework.
First off, that was in the chat for quite a few days, and no one said anything either. So I
didn't look close enough.
That's okay.
Okay, here's something for all of us then.
Do your homework.
I still work for a living.
What were you saying, Eddie? Hot Toys is doing more.
Oh no, I was saying PCS is doing a Conan statue, so I feel like Arnold is like giving his likeness out more lately, or I don't know, like he's approving things. So
it seems like you see a lot of different scales of things, right? Like it's definitely floating around. See the
and
life
then,
size bust
Prime
of
One
it.
just did
Well, considering like we've been talking about, there's no Marvel movies, there's no Star Wars. What are they going to do? They're revisiting Back to the Future, Robocop, Indiana Jones. Like, if this doesn't come out this year or like announced, I'd be shocked. Because other companies started making Terminator stuff like randomly. It's like, probably to get ahead of because they know Hot Toys is going to do it. So it's like, let's sell a bunch before they, people start buying theirs.
And I could see Hot Toys, and I could definitely see InArt as well, right? Like, we know that Queen has this license, or T2 specifically, somewhere in their portfolio. So I don't think it would be that hard for them to get it in 1/6 unless there's something huge that I'm missing. I do want to highlight Tremble Dust's comment saying, with that thinking, you probably would never buy a figure knowing another figure is around the bend. Yeah, it's true. Like, I normally don't try to collect scared like that, but I just have this feeling in my gut that the moment that I go back and spend all this money on a figure that could or could not be in really good condition, there's going to be another one around the corner. So that's why even like the third party, I'm not chasing.
It's really not that far. It's really pretty far around the corner though. Like, they haven't even announced it yet. And then these figures usually take at least 2 years from the InArt side. Hot Toys anywhere between 1.5 to 2 years. I get to enjoy the T800 figure behind me right now for however long that takes for it to get announced. And then if it's not improved enough from the past releases that I can just decide to skip it, then I just got a Terminator anyways. And if I like it more, I'll sell this one. And even if I take a slight loss, I was able to really enjoy the figure during that time. So I don't know. It helps me eliminate the fear of it, I guess.
Yeah, and I normally am that way as well. I just feel like with a figure with so much pleather, that's maybe what's scaring me off a lot. But love it in your collection.
So this is leather, though, right?
This is leather.
This is leather, yeah.
Some people were concerned because some of the cutaways, it looks like it's like leather on top and like pleather beneath, which like you wouldn't see with something advertised as leather. But at any rate, these photos are from Collectors Freaks, from someone that has it in hand. This website that they're getting these photos from is the bbs.bbicn forum. So looking at these photos here, this should be a good look at it. So we got the Hot Toys body on the left, present toys on the right. And then this is the look of the figure here. which they
So it
also
does
have
swap out arms.
Yeah, they do have more photos with the swap out. So take that as you will. Let the photos.
It does look cool though, right? Like it does look like a nice version of Terminator.
Well, what did you say, Eddie?
I want it, and I normally don't want battle damage stuff, but I want it.
Yeah.
I really don't think it looks like him on the left-hand picture.
No, the
there.
left one, it didn't. It
The
looks better on
left
the right.
one. The left
Yeah.
one is, I believe, their first version, which a lot of people said that it didn't.
That doesn't look like Arnold Nora.
Although let me. Yeah,
like
it
Arnold's
doesn't say
cousin.
for sure.
Wow.
So there's that. So that's the quality that you will probably be getting. Ignore that second photo from, which may or may not have been the Hot Toys.
Bretta's in the chat. He can't fucking explain himself. What the
Yeah,
hell?
Bretta, come on, man.
He's been in there the whole damn
Good to see
time.
it.
Well, to be fair, the right photo, I don't think it was ever claimed to be from Bretta. It was someone on some of the posts I've seen posting that photo around that it was the present toys.
Bretta will say though, we're not
this
a real
big.
collector. If we don't know all these details by now, then we're obviously not real collectors.
That is true. I'm barely a content creator these days.
Facts.
It's kind of weird the way that Present Toys did the LED. It's just on the neck peg, which I guess makes sense, but I feel like they should have it pointing upwards.
The
instead of
details look real
forward, like,
soft.
That's kind of an odd decision.
Yeah,
That bugs
Eddie,
me.
I think you're right.
They look really soft, and it's
On
like
the sculpt?
on all the damage bits, it looks soft. Like the hair looks soft.
Yeah, this looks off right here for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know.
Like I just
I
think
kinda wanna
InArt
wait.
could kill this though, right? With like a
Yeah.
potential
Well, we've been
die
telling them- we've been
diecast
telling them-
skeleton.
To get this license, and they're
Cause like I get the
Haven't really
thinking
committed
of
to it.
like if you wait forever, you're never gonna have the figure. But also, I'm hoping that I don't die in the next 20 years. I think I'll have it within 20 years, and I'm gonna collect for life. So it's like I can wait.
And it's kind of exciting to have certain things that you're always chasing, right? Like you're
Yeah.
just waiting on a few
The
things. You can't get
best.
everything all at one
the
time.
pants prints.
That's right.
You might be waiting a
That's
while.
the
man.
dragon.
Jesus Christ. Let's go back to our slides here. And we have the Shadow Hero from Batman the Animated Series. We mentioned this pretty soon after they announced the previous version that they were also going to make a Batman the Animated Series. And I don't believe it's gone up for pre-order yet, but if it does, 1/6 Kit should have it. Just want to make sure that you log in to place that order. I think it looks great.
Do we still not know if those feet move or if they're
we
just sculpted?
we do not
pieces?
know at the moment.
That's the only thing that worries me. But there's something about the blue with the yellow logo that I love on everything. Every kind of figure or statue where they have like a blue cape with the yellow logo, I immediately want it. And I watched Batman animated series when I was a kid here and there, but like it's not my thing like it's Ben's thing, like it wasn't that big of my childhood. So I remember it, but it's not super nostalgic for me, but still when I see that blue and yellow, I'm like, damn, I want that. I don't know.
They did a great job having the blue inside with the black outer side to the cape, kind of giving it almost that cel-shaded feel to it like it was in the animated series. And I agree with you. This is by far my favorite version of this. Once it got into Batman and like the New Adventures series, they really changed the look of it. They really changed the coloration of the outfits and everything. And while they beefed up Batman a little bit, I never thought it looked as cool, all black. I think this looks so cool. I don't necessarily care if the ankles articulate as long as he'll stand. But like was it the Superman we saw not that long ago? Was that a different company from your recollection? I don't remember because that had the swappable legs, right?
Yeah.
So and so I wonder if this will articulate just because there is no swappable leg option and he doesn't necessarily fly. But we'll see.
Because you need to have him in a running pose, man. That's the only thing.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't imagine they would give you like 4 lower face plates, 2 different heads. Actually, I guess like 1, 2, 3, 4 heads, 4 face plates, like hands, and not give you like a second set of legs. I think that would be ridiculous. And this is the same company.
What was the price point again? Sorry, Zach.
Well, this one hasn't gone up for order yet.
Oh, it hasn't gone up. Okay.
Yeah, probably tomorrow, I think is when Kit said.
Because that'll be the other thing, right? Like, I really liked the Mondo Batman the Animated Series figures. Even though they did have the joints, they are superposable.
And the cape was terrible.
But it looks like it's straight out of the show, right? And this definitely is a hybrid to the show. And I do like the soft touch material and stuff, but I think the Mondo still has the better look. Now, Mondo is a high price point, which is why I was asking. Because if this still comes in lower than that cost, it still looks enough like it for the collection, I think.
Doesn't this integrate better into your collection though? Like this resembles more of the figures.
100% for my collection. For my collection, 100% it would, absolutely. But if you have other Mondo style characters or anything like that, it's kind of in between, right? So you'd almost need its own little universe shelf for this guy.
The one thing I didn't like about the Mondo one is every time I've looked to buy one on eBay, there's so much like paint scuffage. I guess it's more on the like the cell shading stuff on the back, and then also on the body, those little like cell lines. And I would say there's been like twice that I've been willing to buy it, and the figures just beat to hell. I don't know if it's just poor storage or what, but this has been a figure that I've always wanted to purchase.
The same thing happens to the 7-inch line from the DC Direct, except that this one is so much more expensive than those.
Yeah, definitely. Safel, I don't know that there is a track record with this company. I feel like the Superman was the first one that I saw from them. I could be wrong though, but yeah, S Hero. In fact, let's just Google it real quick.
I don't. Nothing comes to mind when I.
Yeah, looks like they just made the most recent Doctor Doom figure that came out, but there was a lot of people that had a ton of issues with that figure, and their customer service response was like, it's this figure here. Where these little tassels were coming unsewn and unglued, and their customer service response was like, glue it and stitch it yourself. So not great customer service if you have an issue, but you know, take that with a grain of salt.
This isn't up for pre-order yet?
I don't believe so. When I was doing the show sheet around lunch, I had not seen it yet.
If it's not $250, I might be interested.
This is here. This is one more thing I wanted to talk about just briefly, because they announced they were doing a reissue for this last week, or a few weeks ago rather. It's the Revoltech Stitch figure, $75. This is like a $300+ figure. I sold mine many moons ago, and I've regretted it every day since then. And it's a fantastic figure. You get both the normal Stitch and the 626 options, which I think is really cool. You got a ton of different expressive. Like you could do like a lot of different expressions with the ears. You get a ton of cool accessories. The mouth opens, the teeth can show. It's super cool. And again, I've regretted selling this for years. And I'm excited to finally be able to get this at retail.
Who do you pre-order Revoltech?
I just did Big Bad Toy Store. I didn't really want to mess with it.
Dude, it's way cheaper on AmiAmi, man.
Yeah, but you got to pay like shipping though, right?
Yeah, but it's still cheaper with shipping.
What is the ship price?
I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes the shipping could be almost as much as the figure.
What is the price, like the retail price, Eddie?
Let's see. Hold on.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
I have AmiAmi on my fucking save bar.
Look at how cute he is.
Oh, and you have to pay up front. Or no, you don't. Never mind.
No, you don't. You pay when it ships.
Yeah, you're right.
Revoltech.
This is cool. I'm gonna pre-order this too, Zach. I didn't.
Dude, I love Stitch. Might be my favorite Disney
I don't
princess.
think they have it at AmiAmi.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Let's see, pre-order. I'm not seeing that. Stitch. Oh, here we go. Revoltech pre-order is $38.61. So unless they're charging another, unless they're charging another $40 to ship it,
I will look at all the options.
Yeah.
That might not be bad. Get it or not? What are we getting it? What are we getting or what are we not getting today? I would say for me, I'm obviously getting the Stitch there. Tempted on the Batman, but like Corvo said, lots of issues with that Doctor Doom. So I don't know if I feel comfortable purchasing from them. Lots of issues and not a great customer service response, I guess, is more the issue. What about you, Dean?
Get it or not, probably the League of Legends is like the thing on that we talked about today that I would get more than anything else. Just because, like I said, I want like a D&D like fantasy party shelf with like a wizard and a knight.
You want a fantasy with 2 Ds?
Whoa!
Next OxCon, let's go.
Jesus!
Wow. A D and D and D and D and D.
And a P and V.
Oh my god.
Well, there's
and
no
maybe
V.
an A.
A lot of A though.
The only one I'm definitely getting today is Jordy LaForge, of course, the standard edition, aka deluxe, because I want those hands, those clasping hands.
Yeah, you do.
And the extra tools. So, but I already pre-ordered them, so I'm excited for them. I'm excited.
I don't think anything that we've talked about I can say for sure I'm getting. There's stuff I'm interested in. Stitch is probably the most for sure I am, but even that one, I still don't know. So
Careful, Bretta's going to call you a fence sitter. You got to say definitively you're getting it or you're not.
I don't know what to tell Bretta, but
There's nothing wrong with sitting on the fence, bro.
You clearly made a joke earlier about how I am with collecting, so
I appreciate the analytical approach. I do. I just had to give you shit. Yeah, so no, I'm the same as Eddie, honestly. I think the Batman, the Super Battle Droid, and what was the there's a third one that we talked about, but I'd say those two for sure. Considering, but nothing that I definitively need to have.
I forgot also I would consider the Orko, but I do think it's a little overpriced. But I like them.
There you go. Dean wants to talk about a statue. That's crazy because he had all week to put it on the show sheet.
It just went for pre-order.
I'm just kidding. I'm just busting your balls.
Wow.
This is the Black Clover. Don't get too excited.
A lot of
Ben.
black
Clover. A lot of black tonight. Black Clover concept master line. Help me out here. Asta.
This looks nothing like Jackie Chan.
1/6 scale exclusive version with bonus.
Yeah, so Asta is the main character of a show called Black Clover, where everybody has magical powers, and they use their magical powers either for protecting this to protect the city, or like there's like a school for wizards. You could be like a town guard. You could be like the royal guard. Asta is the only person that doesn't have magic, and everybody makes fun of him. And his best friend is like the best magic user, and everybody, when they become of age, gets to pick the grimoire, a book. You'll see it in the pictures every once in a while,
dude.
And everybody gets their books. His best friend gets the 4-leaf clover book, which is like a book of legend, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got the 4-leaf clover?" Well, Asta doesn't have magic power, so he doesn't get a book. Well, when they leave the academy thing, his best friend gets attacked for his book because it's so incredible. And Asta is so, like, I don't know, pure of heart or whatever, that he tries to save his friends anyway. And all of a sudden this book comes out of nowhere, this grimoire, and like chooses him. And it's a book of anti-magic. So like whenever anyone attacks him with magic, he could just like nullify it. And so the magic from the book is anti-magic, but he also gets swords. And so he just beats the fucking shit out of people physically with swords. So he still has no magic, but he kicks so much ass. And this statue is fucking awesome, dude.
The portrait is really nice, dude. The way that they did the eyes, it looks really good.
Yeah, this thing is fucking sick. And Asta is such a good character. This is from the first or second season. Because in the later seasons, he looks totally different. Like I said, he doesn't have magic, so all his physical abilities he has to train. So like in like the later season, he's fucking jacked. Cause like that's all he does is work out. But yeah, this is Asta's such a cool fucking character. I love Asta. He's got some like demon powers that he gets from the book, and that's what you see there in that statue. It's fucking. I want it so bad.
6 scale too. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not too big, but it's like an impressive piece overall, just because of the effects and the wing and the sword. It's $800 on BBTS. On Prime One, it's a little cheaper, and then I have like $80 off because I bought Punchline, so it's like $650 on their website.
Good. That's good. Shouldn't be that much shipping either for 6 scale.
It said for the like budget shipping, it was $94.
Yeah,
what is the show called?
Black Clover.
Black Clover.
Yeah, it's an anime. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Maybe I'll check.
Because like it's like one of the only anime where I've watched it like people watch sports, where like I'm at the edge of my seat and then Austin does something and I like fucking like get up and cheer because like he has all these odds stacked against him, and it's because he works so fucking hard to overcome not having magic that when he achieves a goal, it's fucking exciting. Like it's so
it does
good.
make sense. It does make sense that you would watch this like sports because the Cowboys aren't doing anything, so you gotta have something to watch.
Texans fan, isn't he?
You're a fucking piece of shit, Marco. I haven't
the Raiders
said
make the playoffs this year.
No, they were terrible.
He deserved that one.
Oh, your Eagles are Zach. Your Eagles are next. Don't worry.
To not make the playoffs?
It's
just
I'm
to
like
shit the bed in the first round.
I'm like the only Cowboys fan that doesn't like talk a bunch of shit.
We've been to a Super Bowl recently.
To be
Can't be like that.
And you just came for me for no reason. I don't even.
I know.
How dare you?
Jesus.
I just saw the opening. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to bring the energy up.
Bring the energy.
Dean brought the
Because
energy.
Dean did. Honestly,
when
he was
gets
so hyped
excited
off of
about
this
stuff. Dean brings the energy, man. It's good.
But then he brought my energy down because I couldn't understand half the shit he was describing. So.
the same way.
Now I know.
Okay,
now we
Ben,
know
talking about Star
Ben.
Trek.
Whatever.
Ben. Black Star Trek. And
I can barely get a word out. I can barely get a word out.
Fucking Orca.
I'm still trying to talk about the Black Manta from earlier.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
man, we have fun here.
Look, Cylon knows what's up. Black Clover is so good, and Asta's crazy good. Yeah, Asta's badass.
Do they have black people in Canada?
Oh my goodness!
Wow, you didn't hear about Ben's ex? Anyways,
It's very bold.
Wow, I didn't know. I guess I didn't.
that's where Very Black comes from. Anyways, we don't have to go down there
Anyways,
because he already did.
It's just a thought.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow!
Jeez.
I'm not done.
Jesus Christ!
I'm not done.
Amazing. Amazing.
That was wild. Collector Zone. Shout out to Marco. Marcos. Jesus Christ. Marco. Shout out to Marco for that joke, but shout out to Marcos for being an amazing human being with excellent customer service. Be sure to check out Collector Zone, and if you see anything you like on their website, you get 15% off anything in stock and full pay pre-order with the code CW. Again, CW is Collecting Weekly. They have some great prices. Fast shipping, everything is like pre-priced on their website with tax and shipping, and yeah, they do a lot of cool stuff. They do Warhammer now, which is really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say he does carry Prime 1, so he might get the Asta statue too. So I sent him a message asking.
That
if
might
they're
be
gonna
better
get it.
than.
Wow, yeah, that actually might be
Yeah.
much better for you in particular.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Anyways, listeners' questions. So. Fern, I think it was Fern that said this. We do this show every week for like 5 years. And
me too.
A lot of times, sometimes we'll double up on topics, and sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. But I thought, you know what? Let's see what the listeners want to know. And we put up a post. Fern actually had a great topic. I think I might want to use that for next week, so we won't answer Fern's question. Eddie hated it because he's actually someone that sells all his stuff. So,
hey, before I died on that hill for you.
Okay, Zach.
Because before it was me, it was you.
That's
You should be
true. That's
thanking
true.
me.
You fell on my sword. now they'll roast you instead. So let's see here. So we have some questions for the community. I thought we'll just go down the line, and if you're in the chat right now and you want to ask us a question, ask us, and if we have time that we can get to those. Let's see here. Pot calling the kettle brown. So from Arc7 Fordo, what video game licenses would you like to see? Hot Toys or InArt Tackle?
Halo.
I would really like to see some decent Mass Effect 1/6 scale figures. Give me the Normandy crew in 1/6, at least the main squad mates from the trilogy. I would like to see Baldur's Gate would be really cool, especially if Hot Toys is getting into video game licenses. There's a lot of characters that I think people are getting really attached to, the origin characters. Yeah. I think that would be really dope.
Shadowheart for sure.
Bro. Wait till we get to Karlach, bro. She a baddie, bro.
Karlach is fucking bad.
She's a baddie.
Dude, her fucking story is brutal.
Wild. Gears of War, Matrix. I don't know if Matrix is... I guess it is a game, first and foremost.
Enter the Matrix, one of the best games.
What about... Dean, what video game characters would you like to see? We'll just rapid fire through these. We got quite a few questions.
Bro, I've been asking for Mass Effect forever. I've also been wanting Lara Croft, like proper with the
triangle boobs.
Wow. With the teal tank top and the khaki shorts and 2 fucking Desert Eagles on her hips. Like, I want a Lara Croft so bad. Wow.
Naked.
Bro, I want 2 Desert Eagles on my hips, bro. You kidding me?
He has the triangle nipples.
Wow. Okay.
Looking like the Great Pyramids of Giza.
Okay, we can move on.
What about you, Ben?
A couple. I'd love to see a Joel and Ellie. I know Lim Toys have done them, but I think we could get another one for Last of Us. Dean, you're not going to like this answer either. I'd like another Kratos, God of War, something that's a little more impressive than we've seen before. Maybe a seamless body, something along those lines, something really impressive. I love Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2 most specifically. That's a great suggestion. And Marco said it earlier, Forbidden West or Horizon Dawn. Am I saying that wrong?
Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn.
Zero
Yes,
Dawn,
thank you.
there you go.
Love Aloy. She's such a badass character.
Yeah, Aloy's fucking so
And
cool.
Uncharted, I don't know if we've got a Nathan Drake, but I can't remember.
Hot Toys made one.
Did they? Okay,
so Lim Toys is doing the Uncharted 4 one. So if you don't have that on pre-order, definitely go get a PO on that one. That one looks incredible.
Cool. Check that out.
Master Chief, please, for the love of God.
The TV show version or the video game version?
Either.
Actually, which armor would you want to see?
Halo 3, whatever armor he wears in Halo 3.
Halo 3.
Is that the 7?
There's so many
Dean?
fuction versions.
I thought Dean would know, but
I think Mjolnir Mark 5 is Halo.
I was gonna
Combat
say-
Evolved, so probably 6, 7. Yeah, probably 7.
Oh, I forgot. I thought of one earlier on.
but yeah, with the show, that gives me more hope that someone would do it.
Show's terrible.
And don't do it. Actually, Zach, if you watch it again and skip all of the Asian girl stuff, it's amazing. It's amazing. So,
okay.
Well, it's good. It's good, but I liked it. But anyway, yeah, I'm hoping because of that we're gonna get someone to do it that's not that god awful one.
Yeah, for how stupid that show is, like the aesthetics of
wish it
the
wasn't
show
on
are
Paramount
fucking
Plus.
spot on.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
yeah.
I also thought of one. Oh, Punisher XS literally just said it. So
Splinter Cell?
Splinter Cell, awesome game. I looked it up my
That's
PS2 collection the other day. Sam
what's his
Fisher.
name? Sam
Fisher.
Fisher.
Sam is so cool. But also a Cal Kestis.
Meat on the bone, Ben. Meat
That's
on
one
the
we should get.
fucking
Oh,
bone.
sorry.
Yeah, I would like
on that
a
end.
like a
As long as it's not Andor, I'm fine.
Female Imperial officer.
Call of Duty Ghost or Price properly
Amazing.
done,
Soap.
not third party. Yeah, Soap McTavish, bro. Fuck yeah.
What about you, Marco?
Yeah, so I think a lot of the ones that everyone listed for sure. I think Cal Kestis would be so easy. I'm shocked. We've had 2 games and a figure from the video game that's just a trooper. So the fact that they haven't given us that, kind of inexcusable. I'm with Ben that I think Kratos, like someone could do a really high quality Kratos. The one that Mondo did, decent. The third party one's decent, but I think someone could knock it out of the park with that. And then I think another character that I would like to see is just Nathan Drake tackled by a licensed company. Now, I think that Lim Toys one is going to be great. So it's going to be hard to, challenge that, but would love to see a license of maybe like a younger Nathan Drake, not from Uncharted 4.
Hot Toys did Uncharted 2 or 3.
I think you might be right on 3. Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know if it was Sideshow or Hot Toys. I think it might have been Sideshow that did it. But yeah, it looked decent enough, but not quite there.
Let's see.
I was like, I didn't say Max
The
Payne,
next
man. What
question is, if you were to quit collecting Hot Toys and 1/6 scale figures, I assume the question is also toys in general, what would you like to dive into next? For me, it's been going back to collecting comics.
Oh, what a sideshow.
That's a toughie.
You're right.
I would say I've been really getting into guns and PC stuff. But the thing that has brought me, I think, the most enjoyment has been 3D printing. And even recently I got a Cricut, and it's been so amazing. Like making t-shirts, making like my own stuff. I would probably lean into getting like a really nice laser cutter. I think that would be really fun to cut acrylic and wood. So fabrication stuff I think would be really exciting. I think that would probably be the next journey. The goal would be to do collecting and fabrication, but yeah, it's really fun for sure. So I think that's where I would go.
I'm kind of with you right there with firearms, but I mean, there's so many other scales I collect, like pretty much anything, just Final Fantasy 3 or 6, which same game. Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9. There's a lot of cool figures and statues and stuff in that. And
okay, so if you were to stop collecting toys and statues, like what would you?
Oh,
like,
I thought it was
stop
a
collecting.
6 scale.
Period. No, period.
Oh,
I think the spirit of the question is if you stop collecting toys.
sorry, I just thought I heard you say Hot Toys 6 scale. Yeah, firearms, 100%. That's
There you go, Ben.
You're on mute, my guy.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Nuts?
Mute etiquette. You hate to see it. Collecting nuts. Yes. No, I would say guitars. Guitars for me. I've got
Wow. I didn't even know you were into guitars.
7 guitars right now.
Wow.
A couple electric, a couple acoustic. Yeah, and I've got a big bass guitar. I love my bass.
I don't even know you right now.
I don't know why my neighbors hate me. Also, Ben, I have 7 guitars.
I
A few of
play
them
it with
Seven
electric.
guitars,
off.
pounding
It's
the
fine.
Maj.
So, I love musical instruments. I was in grade 12 orchestra. I used to play like the big stand-up bass. I can play the violin. I can play lots of different guitars.
Slap
Slap the bass.
slap it to bass, a big
Slap the bass, man.
slap it to bass, man.
Slap the
Wow.
bass.
And I mean,
Got
we can't really.
increasingly more Jamaican as you went, and it was awesome.
Guns sound fun, but we can't really get those very well in Canada. So guitars
Bro,
it is.
Musical instruments, you're also fucking spot on, because I have like all my DJ gear, and like I'm constantly looking at like other shit to like have like a studio. I don't know how to play any instruments, but I feel like if I had them in a studio, I could figure it out.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, man.
There you go. Dude, I'm surprised you didn't say DJing, Dean.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was going to say
I
that.
just said it right now.
Oh, sorry. I was.
That was a great. I've been
I was like,
reminded me,
whoa!
oh,
Did
yeah.
that just warped in time there?
Sorry, I was typing to Marco's private chat.
Yeah, well, Ben said guitars. It's like, oh yeah, like other DJ equipment and or like studio equipment, like keyboards, synths, drum pads, you know, all the stuff.
Put my balls on a drum set. Marco, what about you?
Yeah, I think I'd probably get back into shoes. Now, shoes are limited only because you can only wear one pair at a time, right? And so I think that I would probably display them in the same display cases that I do 1/6 figures. I think they come in beautiful boxes. A lot of them just have a gorgeous design. So I probably would just, if these just were snapped and gone, then I probably would put shoes up here. So that's, just as expensive a hobby as the 1/6 game, if not, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I was thinking shoes too. And I think You guys wouldn't guess mine because it's not really a hobby.
We don't have to
that I
guess yours.
have
We've
now.
seen it happen like 4 times.
What?
Just kidding.
Wow. What? Still figures, you ass.
I'm just kidding. Sorry, it was low hanging fruit. Eddie, I'm sorry. Sorry, what is yours?
It would probably be motorcycles or
motorcycles.
cars. Like I'd probably have a nicer car if I didn't collect figures.
Cars.
I'd put it all into my car, or I'd get a motorcycle and.
Have you ever had a motorcycle?
Never, but I rode dirt bikes in high school and quads and stuff, and I've always loved motorcycles. But Adriana never wanted me to have one.
Bro.
And
I tried to buy a
So I never
motorcycle.
had
Dean
one.
roasted me.
Okay, you didn't try and buy a motorcycle. You tried to buy a scooter.
Yeah, he still roasted me. You're supposed to
A
support
Vespa
your friends.
is not a.
No,
Supposed to
he
support your
tried.
friends.
He tried to buy the Honda.
I didn't say it was a motorcycle. I said I'm gonna go look at a bike today.
he definitely said motorcycle, and then when he got there, like, what the fuck is this?
I was like, bro, that's not a bike. I was like, that's literally a
It's
scooter.
a bike.
that
It's a bicycle. It's two wheels.
bicycle.
Bicycles are pedaled. But yeah, no,
It's
Eddie,
2
that's
wheels. It's a
funny.
bike. It's not a trike.
Was
Or
that
quad.
a 40-year-old virgin joke?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
actually, and I'm so glad that you
Bicycle.
caught that. I'm so glad that you caught that. Let's see. Next question here. If you could go back in time and make a sequel to any movie or make a better sequel to a movie that let you down, what would you change and what would your version be? Rapid fire, I would say a sequel to The Force Awakens.
Yeah, a sequel to The Force Awakens for sure.
What about you, Ben?
The Mask.
Really? Okay.
You don't like Son of the Mask?
I didn't like Son
Does
of the
anybody
Mask.
like?
Yeah, nobody likes.
Yeah, I was like, wait, you like Son of the Mask?
No.
City of God for sure for me.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
You have problems.
This one has a lot of.
Wait, any sequel? What was that question again?
If you could choose to make a sequel to a movie that doesn't have a sequel or remake a sequel that exists.
Yeah. Star Wars sequels.
Okay, pick 2 from this list. If you could make a figure by Hot Toys from 2 of these categories, a TV show, a cartoon, a musician, a politician, or a serial mascot.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Can you
one
go through
more
that
time,
list
please?
one more time? Yeah.
TV show, cartoon, musician, politician, or serial mascot.
TV show.
So what would the show be?
Parks and Rec. A 1/6
Okay.
Leslie Knope,
Yeah.
dude. 100%.
Yeah, okay.
Can you say the question again? You repeated
Fuck,
the list
man.
again. You didn't give me the question. I specified.
Jesus Christ. If you could pick Hot Toys to make one character from those categories, and I just said pick 2.
Well, pick 2.
A musician would be cool. Actually, sorry. He didn't put movie, but I'm gonna say Nacho Libre.
Oh,
I
dope.
want a Nacho
Sad.
bad, bro.
Yeah, I've been asking for a Scott Pilgrim for a
Seamless.
long time.
No, I want a Nacho bad. Musician would be cool. I'd do a John Lennon. Be awesome.
John Lennon. Nice.
I know there was that goofy ass one that came out a long time ago, but that doesn't count for me.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah, so I got 2 off the top of my head. Number 1 would be True Detective, and it would be Russ Cole from season 1. I'm watching season 4 right now, and season 1 of True Detective is like one of my favorite things of all time. And then a musician, Dr. Dre. Like I grew up on, Dr. Dre. I think he would just make a really dope figure.
Gotta be Dre.
That's good. I would
TV
do...
show. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Go.
No, I got to think of my second one. You go.
Okay.
You go.
Mine would be Ragnar Lothbrok from Vikings, and then I'm gonna pick a movie too. Cheating, but I'm gonna go with Heath Ledger from Knight's Tale.
Nice.
I would like a Ron Burgundy with a nice big glass of milk, and I would like a Starbuck from Battlestar
60% of
Galactica.
the time, it works every time.
Katie Sackhoff, Starbuck.
Nice.
That doesn't make any sense.
So let's see. We answered quite a few of Sam's. So let me see. Moose says where to find 1/6 scale bargains. I think pop culture is probably like the best. It's not really a secret, but that's a good little honey hole. Honestly, your mom and pop shops, if you have them, I
Dude,
would
I
always
thought-
visit them because you can find, like at OxCon, they had a Dooku on the shelf for retail, or like maybe just a tiny bit more, but that's a really expensive figure. One of the shops we went to. There's other figures like that all the time. You'll walk into like a random shop and maybe they got a trade in. Definitely check your mom and pop stores. They might be priced a little above retail if they're used, but compared to the alternative of like, you know, a $600 eBay figure that you can't see before you purchase, that's what I would recommend.
Yeah. Or
Also,
like Facebook
Amazon.
Marketplace.
Every once in a while, Amazon has a really crazy deals on Hot Toys.
You know who else has Hot Toys?
Collectors
Shop
Our
Disney.
sponsor.
Shop
Yeah, they do.
Disney.com.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, like you could find one that's like not available anymore because no one goes over there.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Now everybody's going to go there. I would hit up Eddie, see if he was selling anything first.
Jesus,
and then-
everybody took that,
He's
dude.
really getting it.
And Facebook Marketplace. I get a lot of great deals from Facebook Marketplace, especially older figures, for sure. Especially in the economy now of the Marcos that think there's going to be a ratio of everything. There's a lot coming up.
The Chicken Little
Yeah.
collectors. And I will say, like, on tearing off of that, though, the OSR BST, you're always seeing the
100%.
craziest deals on there. Like, to the point where it pains me, where, like, you're a few minutes late, and I'm like, I probably wouldn't have even done it anyways, but you see the price, and you're like, damn.
You know what I've seen? Probably about 30% of the time I go to a pawn store, they
Penises?
always have at least one Hot Toys on the shelf. And they're like some old figures. Like, I don't know that that's a good thing, right? But if there's like that old figure that hasn't ever gotten remade, go to pawn stores. You'd be surprised what you find. And they probably paid nothing for them, so there's definitely some room for negotiation.
Yeah,
there,
you
so.
never pay what the sticker says.
Yeah.
Bro, I'll never forget. I got the. Never mind. I'll tell later.
Marco says customs/kit bash. Where does one start? So I think it's a kit bash if you are just adding parts from other figures together. I think when you go to custom is either when you're repainting parts or taking things that weren't ever meant to be put together. So, like, you know, Hot Toys, like all the parts kind of port together. Like the hands, generally speaking, the wrist pegs all work together. You know, the ankle pegs all work together. But if you're like taking like an old Hasbro figure and tearing parts off and repainting them and adding it to a Hot Toys and having to like redo attachment points, like I think that becomes a custom.
Okay.
But
can I give a little more background on where this question
Sure.
comes from?
Sure.
And this is kind of a plug for the Collecting Weekly Facebook
I feel
group.
like that's probably. I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, so I desperately want the 11 Logan figure, right? And so there's
Sure.
like a kit that you could buy, or there's disparate pieces all over the place. And I was like, I don't really know where to start. And so I started looking at stuff, and I on eBay on 16
Could've
Kit,
put more words.
and I sent it. Yeah, I sent it in the Collecting Weekly group. And shout out to Mike, the Sith scale collector, and also Aled Morgan, who were super helpful. Who kind of shared like, hey, get this part. This thing may be a recast, even though it says 11, you know, and it's $20. It might look like it was put in a microwave. So they were super helpful because I felt lost. I was like, as someone who's still kind of just barely treading water into the third party, into the custom or kit bash stuff, didn't really know where to start. So really appreciated everyone's help, and it's a beautiful community.
I think the biggest thing that the most common mistake that I see new collectors make is, and it sounds silly to say it out loud, but I've made the mistake myself, not like just ordering shit, and Dean, maybe you have as well, but like you'll order something and it'll get and you're like, fuck, this portrait has a neck, or this body doesn't have a neck, and you're like, God damn it. And then you know, so, and it's tough because I think there's some times where you can get away with a cheap body, but if you have a character like Logan that, you know, has most of his arms exposed, you want that higher quality. They call them like muscle bodies, where they have like the texture and the paint. Yeah, I would say places like 16 Kit are probably the better place to buy from. If I was ever buying anything by the company 11, I would only buy it from 16 Kit. I would never buy it from eBay. The likelihood you're going to get a fake is way too high on eBay.
Yeah,
I've been
that's something
running
that I didn't know.
I
And
bought
I
a few
will
things
just say,
from
Ben,
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, one last thing, and you can go. You know, the search function isn't as intuitive because not everything is 11 specifically. So, or
Yeah.
not everything is labeled as Logan. So,
Sure.
when looking to assemble a figure, you kind of have to have the knowledge of like, hey, this body came with this, or this is the true suit that goes with this body, like you were saying, Zach. So yeah, there's like so much background knowledge that one needs.
And
to
a lot
have.
of times, the nicer companies, like the ones that are more collector friendly, they'll say like this suit is tailored for this body, and
There
you
you
can
go.
pretty easily Google it, like the gang hood body or like the generic ones. Like, sorry, Ben.
No, it's all good. I was going to say I've got some things from Monkey Depot before, randomly, some guns.
Fantastic
and
stuff.
And I've had some success with Toys Anxiety. I got
Fantastic
a cool
stuff as well. Yeah.
trooper helmet there at the one point, and some other things. So yeah, good.
That's a great
lots.
point, Ben.
Toy Anxiety is, I've ordered so much shit through Toy Anxiety, and it's really helpful when you're like, I just need like a hand or a pair of boots or a fucking pair of like brown pants. Like, you could get very specific at Toy Anxiety with your searches depending on what you need, and you'd be surprised what you could find. I mean, whole ass dioramas. You could buy blurgs like from the Mando and Blurg set. They're expensive, but it's cheaper than buying like the whole fucking thing. Yeah, I think I was kit mashing that night my night figure that Zach painted.
She's beautiful.
Wow,
and
where'd
like
the sculpt come from?
Zach's Wonderland.
Like literally, like this whole thing is from Toy Anxiety, and it's like, oh, I got the leg armors. Those were like $5. The hands are usually like 99 cents, maybe 50 cents, depending on the hand. The shoulder armors were like another $5-10. The chest armor was $10. Like the skirt was like $4. So like you could really kit bash a whole figure for almost next to nothing. But if you're like me, you order a bunch of shit and like Zach said, it doesn't fit and you wasted about like $30. But now you got a bunch of extra pieces in your pile of shit to use later on another custom. So yeah, Toy Anxiety and like Monkey Depot and websites like that are invaluable to kit bashers and customizers.
Ben, I'm gonna give you the point on that.
And I will just say, I may have rolled the dice on an 11 sculpt that was under $20. And so I may just order the proper one from Kit and then just do a side-by-side at this point. Like, turn it into content. Like, here's what you would get from eBay. Because Kit's was like $60. I'm like, like going back and forth. Like, don't be cheap. Just get the proper thing from the proper channels.
Yeah. So this one's from Mike. Have you made any plans for your collection in the event of your unexpected demise? I haven't necessarily made like concrete plans. I think Victoria knows, like, obviously sell what you need to sell and do what you need to do with it. Obviously I enjoy these. I think my family would enjoy the money from these much more than, having these. There are some pieces that I am particularly attached to that I would hope that would remain at some point for my daughter. But, I think, when people pass away unexpectedly, there's sometimes large bills and that have to be paid. So, yeah, we haven't made concrete plans with that, but definitely something good to think about. What about you guys?
It's a darker question than I expected, but my whole brief Reader's Digest version of my answer is last year I had got a will with my ex, Shauna, my ex-fiance, because we'd bought our house and we got like a free will with it. And so that was a kind of an opportunity for me to really think about that. And her and I, she wasn't able to have children, so there was not going to be anybody for us to pass my collection to if we died. So I jokingly said I'd want to be buried with everything. But if that's not an available option, then I've got it in my will that it would go like half my collection, my DC collection would go to my friend Josh, and my Marvel collection and Star Wars collection would go to my friend Jeff, who have just started getting into collecting a little bit, but they also are just huge nerds that way. So
big bummer that we didn't hear friend Zach, friend Dean,
or
friend
Marco,
Eddie, friend
or
Marco,
Eddie.
But it's.
I mean, Eddie wouldn't have it very long, but still, it's the thought that counts. What about you?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
Nothing.
No, what was your question? Sorry.
Fucking hell. I'm not saying it again.
I
Marco,
will.
go
I will
ahead.
just say, yeah. So if anything happens to me, there will be a fire sale. Gigi will be
Oh.
like, if you can take as much as you can take out of here, as much as you can.
She's
fit in
gonna
your
sell
hand,
it for what the price you told her you paid for it.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah,
there will be tax on it though.
I think we've talked about this before, but yeah, I would have my sister would probably contact either Zach or Rainer and have you guys help her out.
Yeah, we know what this stuff goes for.
Right. So
Happy to do it.
But Zach only
1/6
has like
scale
5
team.
Hot Toys, so you might need to call him an
wouldn't sell
expert.
very much.
He's got 39 Gandalfs, though. Don't worry about it.
That's
There you
true.
go. Eddie, what about you? Have you thought about this?
I don't really care. I'll be dead.
That's not a thought behind those eyes, dude.
Not really. So my
He's
brother,
got those beautiful browns. He doesn't
my
need
brother loves collecting, so he'd probably if my mom took it or anything, he'd probably just either keep everything or sell what he didn't want. So I have faith in that I wouldn't even need to tell my brother anything. He'd just take it all and figure it out.
It's a good relationship that you have.
You know what's funny though? Just to get, I know we have a lot of questions, but just to get a little
We just
deep
have two
here,
more.
it's like, you know, things that are valuable, so valuable to you in your life, and then in another person's eyes, like, could not mean anything. My dad collects vintage bicycles, and he's got like, you know, like shipping containers full of these vintage bicycles, and he like told me like, hey, come check these out. Like, this one's worth this, and this one's worth this. Like, if anything were ever to happen to me, and I'm just thinking like, if and when you die, I'm just gonna be like, just let's get this shit out of here. It's worth more to me gone than it is
Terrible son
like
you
for
are.
me to. It's like, let's just get it
Marco
going.
watched a blog on a container house, and that's all he could think about.
That's
Well,
right.
reach out to
He
me. I'll take at
obviously-
least one antique bike off your hand.
obviously
All right,
That sounds
sounds
bad.
daughters more.
But it's just funny that like this stuff means so much to him and means so very little to me. So it's just kind of, that's how our collections are to others.
I hope your dad's not watching this.
Yeah.
He definitely is not.
And by the way, my will was actually 2 years ago now that I think about it. So I was just starting to talk to you guys at that point. I think that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
So have you?
I'm just sticking.
Well,
have I what?
So I guess this is a very personal question, and I'm putting you on the spot here. But
Do I have nuts in my will? No.
No. I mean, I guess, have you rewritten your will? I guess because you guys are separated.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that you.
No, he
Yeah.
left her in there.
No, you get lifetime
Adjustments.
rewrites. But I get pretty much everything except I took her out. So
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
You murdered?
What? No.
I took her out.
Here we go. We got 3 more. Chuck's a little late here on the question. We have 3 more questions. If you could tell your younger self one piece of collecting advice, what would it be?
Don't.
I think for me, the advice I would give is 2 pieces of advice. One, don't stop collecting, because I stopped collecting because I thought my friends wouldn't think it was cool, and now all my friends think it's super cool. The second thing I would say is if I had already stopped collecting, it would be to collect earlier, because there was quite a few years that I wanted to be collecting, but the girl I was dating at the time was like, absolutely not, and I let that dictate, the things that I thought would make me happy, and I don't think that's a good way to
Did she like the way
to
you
be.
dictate?
Oh, she really did. But yeah, that would be the advice that I would give. What about you, Dean?
Yeah. Hold on to the accessories. Put them in bags. The fucking hands, the weapons, everything. Make sure you know where that shit is. I'm still really bad about that, but I'm much better.
When Dean passes away, all this shit's gonna have no hands. You have to sell them for pennies on the dime.
No, now with like the expensive shit, but like the like the Black Series,
Marvel
or like-
Legends, bro.
Yeah, Marvel
Shit's grow
Legends.
legs.
Or it's like, what did I do with that fucking thing? And it's like mostly like 12 scale stuff. It's like, where is all that shit? So now I just usually keep the boxes, and because before I didn't give a shit, but now I do. So it would be that.
To my younger self, I would say stop eating all of your money. Stop going to so much fast food, because in the future you're going to want more shit. And to top that, I would also say stay away from the smaller scale stuff, at least for my own collection, and the Lego. Because as cool as I still think it is, I've spent so much money over the years in Lego sets that have either then been sold for half the cost later or lost slowly over time and stuff. And I love my minifigures, but they're hard for me to display, and Hot Toys is where I'm really at, or 6 scale, I should say. So I think I would try and save the money on that side. But don't eat your money either. Go to the grocery store.
Damn. Why not both?
Food is free at the grocery store.
Yeah. I would just say...
Pack a sandwich is all I'm saying.
Have a better plan for where you're... Have a better plan for where you're going to display things, and don't let your collection outgrow your display space. It's like the easiest thing to do, and that's what I'm struggling with right now. So I think I've got a good plan in place, but soon I'm going to be outgrown here as well. So definitely don't get ahead of your display shelves.
It might be don't. It might be just don't do it, but just have a better, what am I trying to say? Have more restrictions on what lines you're gonna get. Don't just get everything you like. Like, really think about, like, okay, I like this, but I love this. So just be more focused, I guess.
Yeah. I dig it.
And don't hang out with Corvo or anything like that.
How dare you. Let's do one more here because we're running a bit long. Chuck, I'm picking one of your 2 questions. Who of the primary hosts has the biggest collection in terms of pieces and in terms of value?
It's not what I thought he was going to say.
The answer would be Ben if you thought what he was thinking we were going to say. Who has the biggest collection? I would say probably Dean has the most value. Certainly if you include Deanie's collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely
yeah,
if you include Deanie's collection. I would say Marco and Ben would be pretty close for second and third. And then I think me and then probably Eddie.
You think Marco or Ben has a bigger collection than you?
I think so. Because the thing is, like, every figure they have is like a Hot Toys. It's like $200-$300. Most of my investment is like older statues and comics.
Older. But...
Yeah, and then older Hot Toys are like third-party figures. I think
it's tough to compare.
I think third would be close between either me and Ben or me and Marco, with one of them being a clear second.
And I am dead last. It's not even a...
I will say, I think I feel like I have more figures than people realize, and more figures than I even really realize. Yeah. So, but yeah,
I mean, he has like 7
he realizes.
Yeah,
she paid every dime on that tax.
Once I get that J&D, I'm rocketing to the top in terms of value.
That is true. That is true.
I guess I don't even mean
complete
value,
loss. Or complete loss.
Actually, we have one more question by Alad, and I'm gonna pull up the photo. This is kind of a silly question, but when will Hot Toys stop using this fucking sand base? Oh boy, hopefully never. The man on the moon base, bro. That's how the moon looks.
Even
you know
Terry had a hard time not talking shit about it in that video.
You know why, Dean? Because there's 2 kinds of countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
In
fact, Japan just landed on the moon, I think this week.
Well, congrats,
well, it doesn't
Danny.
count if you're Jesus Christ. It doesn't count if you're landing with like a robot. You gotta set foot on the moon, bro.
Wow.
Okay, well then Canada technically is going to the moon, but they're not landing. They're just going.
They're gonna build a Timmy Hortons.
Jesus Christ. Our movie of the week is Robocop. Set in a crime-ridden Detroit in the near future, Robocop centers on police officer Alex Murphy, who is murdered by a gang of criminals and subsequently revived by the mega corporation Omni Corporation Products as a cyborg law enforcer Robocop. Unaware of his former life, Robocop executes a campaign against crime while coming to terms with the lingering fragments of his humanity. Bro, this movie is fucking dope. I've only seen this movie once before, and it's because Manny made me watch it. And I watched the unrated edition, and it was fucking wild. And I had never seen the regular edition. It is also fucking wild. I thought a lot of the shit in that movie was only in the unrated edition. Nope, it's definitely also pretty much in the regular edition.
And you can buy that for $1.
I bought the unrated edition for $1 at the dollar store. This movie's great though. So Vivi wanted to watch it, and I had only let her watch certain scenes, but I thought it was shot in Austin, Zio. I'm at least certain maybe it's Dallas.
No.
Anyways,
yeah.
The police building, I thought that was in Austin. Anyways,
no, I think it's the Houston.
It says town hall.
Town hall, yeah, city hall.
Oh, okay, there we go. So, seeing her watch it for the first time was magical. Like, they do such a good job in this movie with the suspense. Like, they build up like the RoboCop reveal. Like, you first see him in the television, and then you kind of get a passing glimpse of him as he's walking through the police station through the I don't know what it's called, like the frosted glass. And Vivi was like, oh my God, like when are we going to see him? It was so cool to see her experience that.
Oh, it is Dallas City Hall.
There we go. And it's fucking awesome. The action of the movie is amazing. The music, there's some times where the music is really incredible, and there's other scenes where it's like almost not even there. Really weird on the scene. Fern is right. The scene where the Ed 209 falls down the stairs. It's like, did no one think of adding this functionality to this robot before you were gonna throw it in Detroit? Like, yeah,
it was obviously a half-baked design based on how the experiment went.
Yeah, and it's a cool movie because like throughout the scene, Jesus Christ, throughout the movie,
and the
like
bench.
you know that the I call him Red from the 70s show. You know he's like the big bad guy, but it isn't until like the like 3/4 of the movie where the guy that is the lead on the RoboCop project gets killed that you're like, oh shit, this is like the big bad guy. The other executive, and
it turns out capitalism was the real enemy the whole time.
Yeah. Turns out stairs were the big enemy the whole time. But it's a good movie. I like it. I think it certainly deals with like much deeper themes than I think I realized the first time I watched. Like, you know, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to have your humanity taken from you? The scene where he goes back into his house and is like throughout the movie is kind of like getting like tiny fragments of his memory back. It's a really powerful movie, and I think it's up there, honestly, as like one of the best 80s films. Like, outside of the Ed 209 special effects being a bit janky, it like the plot and the content holds up extremely well. I was very impressed, and I mean it's only the second time I've seen it, but I really thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, whoever picked this is a great pick.
Yeah, we were talking about it last night with Chris Porteous, and he was like, it might be the greatest American movie ever made. And I am like, it's pretty up there. It's fucking unapologetically awesome as shit.
Lord
like,
of the Rings.
It doesn't... Because, like, there are some movies like T2 that are so fucking fantastic, but it's also, like, aimed a little bit more towards... I don't want to say it's family-friendly, because... some fucked up shit happens in T2, but it's more like the main character is a kid, and it's a little more lighthearted than like even the first Terminator.
Yeah, like
this
the mom
movie,
on the phone. That's very lighthearted.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But like this movie, there's not a lot of like levity, I would say. It's pretty fucking brutal, and like there are funny moments in it, but I wouldn't. It's not like it doesn't like take itself too seriously, but also like doesn't like not take itself seriously enough. Like it's fucking, like I said, it's brutal. This movie is fucking awesome as shit. Yeah, I love it. I love everything about this movie. Me and my sister watch it all the time. There's 2 TV shows based off of it that are actually pretty decent. The sequels muddy everything up. I think RoboCop as a standalone is so fantastic. And then you get into the sequels and it just loses all. It's not good. So yeah, this movie is fucking god tier good.
I still did enjoy RoboCop 2, but not nearly as much as this first one. That's for sure. You nail it when you say this is brutal, but in a good way. When he gets shot by the criminals at the beginning there, before he I'm like, how many bullets can this guy take? I'm like, what the? Did they blow his arms off and shit? It's crazy. And I've been playing the PlayStation 5 RoboCop game that just recently came out.
Is it fun?
I've enjoyed it. If you like RoboCop, yeah, because there's lots of like little nods to a lot of the content, and the environmental damage is really good. You can blow people's heads off and their limbs off and stuff. So like, there's a lot of good there. He just walks really slow most of the time. It's my only criticism. But for the film, I love it, and I agree. I can never remember the actor's name. You said it earlier already, and I've already forgot. Red Foreman makes an incredible Clarence. He makes an incredible villain. He's terrifying, and even when he's young, he still kind of looks old. It's just that weird, sinister way, and I like something about him, something about his face. He's scary. He's a scary dude. So I love this movie. I'm happy. I'm happy we picked it. And was this your first time, Eddie? Had you not seen this before? Perfect.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
He
didn't watch it.
Here we go.
No, I watched it. I think you guys are like building it up, though.
Bro, are you fucking kidding me, Eddie?
I'm not saying it's bad.
It's a pretty basic movie.
I'm not saying
Eddie.
it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. And I'm not saying if I would have saw it as a kid, I wouldn't have been way more like, it is God tier. Because it is like the action and that stuff, that's cool. But like, when he's walking around like, pew, 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 I'm like, what? Like, he literally walks like a dude wearing a suit. And the sound effects are literally like, it reminded me of Grandma's Boy when the guy is like, like,
oh my God.
That was pretty goofy, and that took me out of it a lot. But
really?
yes, the action and the hand blowing off, crazy. He shot a dude in the dick through a girl's skirt, crazy. Like, the action is crazy, but as far as like the plot and the story is like, you compared it to T2, you're fucking insane. You're insane.
T2 is a way better film than
yeah,
this.
you're insane, dude.
I never did understand why they kept his, like, other than for the sake of movie, why they kept his mouth uncovered.
Yeah, they're like, hey, his hand, let's take that. His mouth.
Right? You'd think you'd just come up behind him, like, shoot him in the mouth, and you'd be pretty much all over for the guy still.
It's probably for, like, relatability as he saves people, right?
Yeah. It's a PR thing. Also, his like face skin is just skin. Like, he is fully robot, other than his brain and his face. There's some like behind the scenes stuff you could watch where they literally just like put his face on the robot to be more personable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Eddie, like, I kind of understand what you're saying, but I also understand what like the rest of the guys are saying, in that like it's a pretty basic plot structure. And it's just like a bunch of insanely violent scenes chained together in a lot of respects, right? It's like the action is just wild. The scenes, some of those, the violence on them is just like incredible. And that's kind of what I remembered, because it had been a long time since I'd seen this. But like Zach said, it's also a lot deeper than I ever really gave it credit for. I kind of just thought it was a dumb action film. But the fact that it has a lot to say about, like I said, like capitalism and policing and poverty and PTSD, like there's so many like really pertinent things that like you could just apply that to today. And I'm like, man, we're these exact problems that were being dealt with years ago, and it's extremely applicable today. So for that reason, I think the themes are incredibly deep, but as just an overall film, it is just pretty basic. Like, it's like, oh, okay, well, it's done already. Like, not that much happened. But I really appreciate it for being so ahead of its time. Dean, if you were the one that said T2, I do agree that T2 is a much better film, but the fact that these were really pushing the effects, and really like some of these things we had never even seen when we were really young and impressionable, and to see this like innovate, this kind of stuff we grew up on, it's incredible. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really also happy to have the Hot Toys come at the same time, because it was a really nice experience to have them, to rewatch this and to have the Hot Toys.
Thank you.
Wow. It's a good movie. Action Figure Academy said it's epic. Euler says loved the Ed 209. I almost scored the Hot Toys a few years back for $125, but someone snagged it right before I could click buy it now. One of the primary plots is that Detroit is going to privatize police. This is a very real issue from CM Chuck. Our next movie of the week is The Crow. Eddie, I will also need to get a movie pick from you for 305 and then a fan's choice for 306. So we'll get that this week. A lot of people like The Crow, though.
And I will just say, like on CM Chuck's point, not only were they going to privatize police, they were going to create like a whole different jurisdiction, right? Like New Detroit was going to be its own thing, and then everyone else was going to have to fend for themselves or something.
Yeah,
something
everything
really
was
weird
going
like
to be corporatized, or however you say that.
Yeah.
Privatized.
Just shit that happens.
So this is our movie of the week, and Dean, we have some Patreonies that we should thank.
Yeah, give a quick shout out to Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Found, Serena Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns, Figs, Billy Badfish, Toy Cartel, Sweet Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Crett, Big Old Fern, Caesar Marquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick Gregorio.
What's that moaning noise?
It's Kevin.
Okay. I thought it was...
You thought it was...
I thought it was Marco's porn.
Ricardo.
Why was I getting blamed for this?
I don't know. I feel we picked on Eddie too much tonight.
True. Yes, share the love. But don't ever fucking come for me again.
Don't ever come for me.
Jose CZ, Irwin Asdecina, the illustrious Rainer, Alan Morgan, Tucathri, Watt, Derek B, Arias Portillo, Alvin J, Aurelis Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Stephen Pritchett, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer.
Wow.
What the hell was that?
I thought you kind of like wound it up and then you stopped for a second. It made everything get all messed up.
Literally didn't.
Check the tape.
Got licked in the mouth.
You got licked in the mouth, bro. Our January, February Patreon benefits: the Collector of the Year sticker, the Mark Pearson Award, and the Mind Flayers Web sticker, our new Baldur's Gate D&D show. Very excited to get these in you guys' hands probably mid-February. Well, actually, March, I think. Yeah, they'll be sent out in March. So be sure to sign up for Patreon if you want. We have tiers starting at $5 for the digital hot seat, $7.50 for the Sweet Angel. You get stickers sent straight to your door and access to 200 plus episodes of the Onyx After Dark replay. The certified crispy tier, which is figure fix assistance, and the $25 What a Guy tier, which is doubles of all the stickers we send, and the Pog Deluxe set in your mailbox. YouTube channel members, we do have a few of those as well. We have Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andrew Giebel, Benjamin Hansen, Big Ol' Fern, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, CT603, DJ Daminator, Doc Smizzle, Equan, Fat Batman, Gare Bear, Good Old Spotchka, Gotham Bites, Chess and Sports Cards, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, Mike Clitoris, Money Mendez, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, 1/6 Figure Focus. Who is breathing so loud?
Probably me, sorry.
Paul Schreiber, Philip the
I need
Bull,
allergy
SB,
meds.
Sam Gist. I'm going to send you some damn lozenges. Scarlord, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Sunnyvale Russ, The Ben Thomas Show, and Toy Mafia. We have Patreon starting at 99 cents for the Patreon tier, for Patreon members at 99 cents and $2.99 for everyone else. For the Peanut Gallery, you get loyalty badges and chat emojis. We also have a TeePublic, some great drawings done by Dean, and some other ones that we've designed as well. Manny pitched in on this front as well. And looking at the network, we have OFAC this Thursday, Small Talk next Thursday, After Dark tomorrow at 10:30, Question of the Week on Sundays, Bricks and Brews once a month, and I think this week we're taking a break from Mind Flayers Web to give everyone a little bit more time with their families, but we should be back next week, 9 p.m. Saturday. Wanted to post this as a quick shout out. We got to meet Chris yesterday. Dean kind of said that at the beginning, but here's our photos there, and it was a lovely meal. Love to see him, and excited to meet another friend of the show / fellow host. Shout outs to Ben. Ben, you hit a big milestone today, 3,000 subscribers. Love to see it. You are
crazy.
Killing it on the algorithm.
Thanks, guys.
And we're very proud of all the work that you've done and all the work that you're going to continue to do. My God, it's like storming like crazy outside.
Just getting started.
Yes, congratulations, Ben. Round of
Thanks,
applause.
guys. That's awesome. I appreciate
Blitzed
it.
to 3K quickly. I love to see
Awesome,
it.
Ben.
Yeah, about a year and a half. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys coming on. And I mean, Marco gave me the first opportunity to even be live. I remember texting him from the mall to be like, "Is this the microphone I should buy? Can I use my cell phone camera and all the things?" And that seems like such a long time ago, but it really wasn't that long ago, which is insane. But yeah, I mean, to return the shout out to you guys, to literally everybody who's supported the show, everybody who's been showing up on Sundays, watching Let's Get Nuts and participating. Whenever I do those panel shows, it's 5 hours of my own prep time, but it's still 3 hours of my panelist time every Sunday, taking time out of their day and their families and stuff. And that means a lot to me as well. And so to the paying members who are on the Tough Nut crew as well, love you guys for paying to watch and all that, because I would do it for free too. I just enjoy being here and chatting with you guys. So I am trying to do a 3K giveaway. I did reach out to Collector Zone recently just to learn a little bit more about some of his programs, so stay tuned there. There may be a giveaway from him. If not, I'll do a giveaway just on my own terms because I appreciate you guys, as well as a member giveaway specifically. There's only 22 people in the membership, so right now your chance of winning is pretty good. So stay tuned for YouTube posting there. I'll put it in the YouTube posts for what's coming up now that the 3K marker is passed. And lastly, it's taken me about a week to edit, but I finally got my collection tour of 2024 posted today. But I also had to post a Star Trek video today, so I don't know how the algorithm's going to kill it. So if you haven't seen the collection tour 2024, please check that out. It took a lot of effort to put together, but I hope you guys enjoy it. So
there you go.
Yeah, big shout out to Ben. Honestly, huge milestone, great content, great live streams. Love the collection tour. So yeah, everything is well deserved. And I just will say, I have an eye for talent. I know talent when I see it. So could tell that you were
we eyed your talent first, so we're like I don't
it's true
grandfathers
at all.
It's true. He's part of the coaching tree.
Thank you, Granddaddy.
Yeah, there you go, the coaching tree. That's hilarious.
The coaching tree.
We do have
That's
to do
how they
a tree
say in
one
the
of these
NFL.
days.
It's like the
I would have never been able to afford sensitivity training without you guys either, so I appreciate it also.
Thank you.
And so shout out to Ben for being a good sport tonight as always, and shout out to Eddie for also being a good sport and for being a really helpful friend. So I've been doing these garage shelves, doing them incredibly slowly, but Eddie did like a 15-minute video of like, hey, here's all the things that I can think to like tell you about the acrylic, about the lighting. So really been taking all his pointers and finally kind of implementing this stuff. So yeah, huge shout out to him for all the help.
Nice.
And also a big fuck you to him because he said I'm not a very persuasive person. So
Wow.
That's why
that was
that's
one
why we were
of
coming
my
at him.
best jokes of 2024. I don't think
It was good.
There's gonna be any better joke than that one. So,
it was pretty good. You got me pretty freaking good.
Sam, not sure if you saw this message, but we did send out everything last week, so you should have your stickers pretty soon. I would imagine if you check your mail today, they probably should be in today. I've heard a few people that sent me a message that they got theirs. So yeah, anyone else want to give a shout out before we cut this one off? No? Anybody? No? Dean? No?
All good. Love you guys.
Shout out Vintage Rebellion.
Shout out Vintage Rebellion. So we filmed a vlog. I'm not sure how... I looked at the footage today. It was rough. And we also didn't film an ending to that vlog. So we may have to jump on stream for like 5 minutes to end the video because it literally cuts off after I look at the $1 he gave us. And there's nothing after that.
Just get some like generic Canadian thing off YouTube and it with that, like a little Canadian clip.
I'll get less views than I normally get with that. So
wow.
We love you guys. And yeah, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
Ben. Oh, I stuck
And I'm Eddie.
And
sorry, I forgot.
we'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.
Ben, don't ever forget your place, please.
None.